Chapter 1764. Seeing that it was Yang Batian, Qin Feng heaved a sigh of relief. He knew that with Yang Boshan's spirit detecting stage 2 cultivation, he wouldn't be destroyed by the 9 changes true lightning. In fact, Yang Batian could even help him block the power of the lightning. Actually, back in the Fallen God Sea secret territory, Qin Feng had used the lightning to kill Xiahou Xing, a disciple of a 5-star sect in the East Field continent. At that time, Xiahou Xing was at the Buddha's light level 4, but because he was a core disciple of a 5-star sect in the East Field continent, his strength was comparable to a Northern Sand Continent cultivator at the Buddha's light level 6. At that time, Qin Feng had only used the lightning from breaking through the Buddha's light level 1. Now, he had triggered the lightning from breaking through the Buddha's light level 3. One could imagine that this lightning could instantly kill a Buddha's light level 6 cultivator. Brother Qin, you actually triggered the lightning from breaking through the Buddha's light level 1? Even an expert like Yang Batian was shocked by what he saw. He had lived for over 100 years, but he had never seen a cultivator in the North Sand continent who could trigger a sure-kill lightning calamity. In fact, he had never even heard of such a thing. Qin Feng didn't have time to explain. Many people in the Sea of Lightning were only at the Saint King realm, such as Lu Jie and Yun Zhe. If they continued to stay, they would be blown to smithereens. Brother Yang, join forces with Xing Sanfang and help me block this wave of lightning tribulation. Actually, there was no need for Qin Feng to say anything. Yang Batian had already made his move. He was indeed a powerful cultivator at the true spirit realm. With a casual palm strike, a large air barrier appeared above his head, enveloping everyone within it. Rumble. It was as though the deadly thunder tribulation had a mind of its own, as it specifically targeted the cultivator with the highest cultivation base in the Sea of Lightning. Several lightning bolts as thick as the waist of a Taoist exploded in an instant, tearing a hole in the air barrier that Yang Batian had erected. Pooh! Yang Batian spat out a few mouthfuls of blood, but he didn't care. He took a deep breath, and the broken air barrier was instantly repaired. Xing Sanfang came to his senses, and hurriedly used the far diversion technique to help Yang Batian support the air barrier. Then, he saw a black figure rush into the Sea of Lightning and complain. "What the hell, young Master Qin, have you gone crazy? You didn't make any preparations before breaking through the lightning tribulation? Are you planning to have everyone die with you?" It was Li Tao. Not long ago, he had helped Qin Feng resist a thunder test outside the Blood Evil base city. That thunder test was still fresh in his memory. He would never forget it for the rest of his life. What he didn't expect was that the lightning tribulation would come again, after just over a month. "You stinking brat, if you're afraid of death then get out." Qin Feng scolded angrily, but his hands were quickly making hand gestures, refining array flags and spirit stones to perfect the rank 6 defensive array. Despite Li Tao's constant grumbling, he had long since joined Yang Batian and Xing Feng's team. Within the Sea of Lightning, the three of them had the highest cultivation bases. Now that they had joined forces to resist the lightning, they were barely able to hold on. "Young hero Qin, your lightning tribulation is too abnormal. I'm worried that you won't be able to break through to the true spirit realm." Li Tao grumbled a few more times. It seemed that the previous lightning tribulation had left a huge shadow in his heart. The second wave of lightning tribulation finally calmed down. Apart from the dense dark clouds in the sky, everything was calm as usual. It felt like the crazy lightning just now was just an illusion. Qin Feng knew that it was definitely not an illusion. It was the sure-kill lightning tribulation triggered by his breakthrough. He had already experienced this kind of abnormal lightning tribulation for the 3rd time. He even had the thought of giving up on cultivating. However, these messy thoughts were quickly suppressed by him. He calculated in his heart that only 4 lightning tribulations had fallen, and there were still 5 lightning tribulations left. The further the lightning tribulations, the more powerful they would be. What Qin Feng needed to do now was to perfect the rank 6 defensive array as soon as possible. Otherwise, it was hard to say whether Yang Batian and the others could withstand the later lightning tribulations. After witnessing the power of the 9 changes true thunder, Lu Jie, Yun Zhe, and the others quickly flew out of the sea of lightning. They knew that they would only be a burden if they stayed. Boom! The next lightning tribulation came a little earlier than Qin Fun had expected. The 5th, 6th, and 7th lightning tribulations fell at the same time, instantly piercing through the air barrier in the sky. Yang Batian and the other two fell to the ground and vomited blood. They even forgot about their injuries. Their eyes were filled with shock and fear as they stared blankly at the crisscrossing lightning net in the sky. The lightning net was densely packed like silk, and each of them was as thick as a human waist. The thunder was deafening, as if the sky was about to be destroyed. Damn it! This is the kind of lightning tribulation I never want to encounter again. Li Tao was so scared that he almost cried. He acted like a spoiled little girl and cursed. Xing Samfang was so shocked that he couldn't speak. He felt his scalp go numb. Even Yang Batian, who was at the true spirit stage, felt fear. He even suspected that if he didn't escape, he would die in this lightning tribulation. But when he came back to his senses, the first thing he did was to fly up into the air with his palms, and the broken and dissipated air barrier reappeared. Don't just stand there. Quickly help Brother Qin. If the rank 6 defensive array can't be perfected, all of us will be buried in the sea of lightning. Yang Boshan's expression was serious, and his tone was incomparably dignified. He realized that he was facing a moment of life and death. Li Tao didn't have time to complain. He forced his body to attack. Xing Sanfang took out a pile of medicinal pills. After eating a few, he threw the rest of the medicinal pills to Li Tao and Yang Batian. They were all medicinal pills for healing injuries and strengthening qi. What kind of atrocious thing did boss do? Even the heavens can't stand it, and want to strike him to death. Lu Jie stood several hundred meters away as he muttered to himself. The girls had already been attracted by the commotion, and were anxiously standing in the distance. They really wanted to charge into the center of the lightning tribulation, to pass the tribulation with Qin Fun, but they were stopped by Lu Jie and Yin Zhe. Brother Qin, how much longer? I can't hold on much longer. Qin Fun had been calmly refining the array the entire time. When he heard Yang Boshan's urgent shout, his mind instantly became chaotic. In fact, the reason the lightning tribulation lasted until now was mainly because of Yang Batian, who was at the true spirit level 2. Li Tao was only at the Buddha's light level 4. Even if his body was transformed into a rank 4 spirit beast, he would at most be at the Buddha's light level 6. As for Xing Sanfang, he was only at the early stage of the Buddha's light level 9. Under the fierce bombardment of this lightning tribulation, the two of them would probably be turned to ashes. After this tribulation, Qin Fun realized the terror of the 9 changes true thunder. He had only broken through to the Buddha's light level 3, but the lightning tribulation he triggered was something that even Yang Batian, who was at the spirit detecting realm 2, couldn't resist. It could be seen that the reputation of this lightning tribulation was not just for show. The few of them had used up all their moves, and were about to be completely destroyed by the sea of lightning. Qin Fun didn't even have the mood to set up the array. He even thought about taking the 3 of them away from the sea of lightning. At worst, they would just stop at the Buddha's light level 2. Suddenly, Little Pig's urgent shout came into his mind. Master, master, hurry and release the destroyer hunting turtle. If Little Pig hadn't mentioned the hunting turtle, Qin Fun wouldn't have thought of the little guy at this moment of life and death. This guy was a rank 9 star beast obtained from the system. However, from the moment he obtained it until now, Qin Fun found that aside from its incomparable appetite, he didn't find anything about it that resembled a rank 9 star beast. However, since Little Pig reminded him, Qin Fun didn't think about it, and released the little guy. The hunting turtle was still in its initial state. It was the size of an earthworm, and looked like a dinosaur. When everyone saw the 9 changes true thunder, they were terrified. However, after the hunting turtle appeared, it let out a strange cry of excitement, and leaped towards the center of the sea of lightning. Little guy, hurry and come back for me, Qin Fun anxiously shouted. But the hunting turtle was as fast as lightning. Qin Fun couldn't even determine its position. Little Pig's voice came again. Master, don't worry. I called the hunting turtle out to devour lightning. Master, don't underestimate its devouring ability. Qin Fun woke up with a start. He remembered the crazy speed of the hunting turtle when it devoured cultivators' vital energy. Although this guy was small and pitiful, Qinfen felt terrified when it devoured energy forms. It had even devoured Buddha light realm cultivators before. Crackle, crackle. At this time, the 8th and 9th lightning bolts fell one after another. The entire peak of Spirit Immortal Mountain was blasted with a blinding light. When the 2 lightning tribulations descended, despair filled the hearts of Yang Batian and the other 2. They had risked their lives to block the first 7 lightning tribulations, only to discover that the last 2 lightning tribulations were even more ferocious than the first 7 lightning tribulations combined. Yang Batian was grumbling inwardly. Didn't Buddha Light Realm Cultivator's lightning tribulation have 3 9 lightning tribulations? Qinfen actually triggered the 9 changes true thunder. What kind of heaven-defying cultivation method did he cultivate? Not only Yang Batian, but Li Tao and Xing Sanfang also realized that Qinfen must have cultivated a heaven-defying cultivation method. If that kind of cultivation method were to be revealed, it would cause an uproar among the cultivators of the Divine Supreme Continent. It might even cause a bloody storm. However, the 3 of them were not in the mood to think about cultivation methods. They stared blankly at the crisscrossing lightning bolts above their heads, counting down their lives in their hearts. Now that they couldn't even protect their lives, why would they care about cultivation methods? Crackle, crackle. Thunder rumbled everywhere, carrying with it the terrifying sound of space being torn apart. The air barrier that was supporting the sky had long been torn apart. Yang Batian and the others did not even have the mood to repair it. Under such a terrifying lightning tribulation, the 3 of them looked sluggish as if they were waiting for death. Eh? After a while Yang Batian called out softly. He raised his head and felt that the situation had changed. What's going on? Why aren't the lightning bolts falling? Yang Batian wasn't the only one who noticed the abnormality. Xing Sanfang was also screaming. Li Tao even stood up and looked at the scene in the sky dumbfoundedly. The sea of lightning was hovering and condensing in the sky. It was like a strange scene of the end of the world. The lightning bolts hovered in the sky for a long time without falling. In other words, they were actually exploding in the sky, but they didn't fall to the ground. Master, the hunting pincer is working. Hurry up and complete the rank 6 defense formation, Little Pig reminded. Qinfen was already looking at the sky. He was also shocked by the strange scene. Yang Batian and the others didn't know why this was happening, but Qinfen was very clear. Although he couldn't see the hunting pincer's tiny figure, he could feel that the hunting pincer was in the center of the sea of lightning. The reason why the lightning didn't fall to the ground was because it was all striking the hunting pincer's body, and the hunting pincer was devouring the lightning bolts. Chapter 1765. The hunting turtle swallowed lightning? Just thinking about it gave Qinfen goosebumps. That was 9 transformations true lightning. This little guy's swallowing ability was too terrifying. In the middle of the sea of lightning, the hunting turtle's earthworm-sized body seemed incomparably small in the boundless sky. It opened its small mouth, and its mouth was like a black hole, sucking in the crisscrossing lightning into its body. Every bolt of lightning was as thick as a person's waist. It was unknown where they were hidden after entering the hunting turtle's body, but the lightning was continuously being absorbed by it, as if its body was a bottomless pit. Brother Qin, quickly set up the formation. Yang Batian was suddenly roused. Although he still didn't understand why such a change in the sky had occurred, he quickly reminded Qinfen. Why do I feel like the energy of the lightning tribulation has been absorbed? What's hiding in the sea of lightning? Xing Sanfang's eyes were wide open, as if he was talking to himself. Qinfen was roused and hurriedly began to perfect the formation. His state of mind calmed down once again. The exploding and surging thunder above his head seemed to be in another world. After an unknown amount of time, Little Pig's urgent yell came. Not good, master. The hunting turtle can't hold on any longer. Qinfen's formation was more or less complete. He hurriedly looked towards the vast sky. There were still over 20 bolts of lightning crisscrossing. A tiny white light fell from the sea of lightning and landed on his body. The white light was the hunting turtle. It seemed to have been struck unconscious by the lightning tribulation. Its eyes were tightly shut, and it laid motionlessly on Qin Feng's legs. White lightning curled around its body, emitting subtle crackling sounds. Qin Feng extended his hand to touch its body, and felt an extremely terrifying energy scatter out. Just how much lightning source did this little guy swallow? Since it wasn't destroyed? Qin Feng was once again shocked by the hunting turtle's swallowing ability. He finally believed that this little guy was a rank 9-star beast. With a slight thought, the hunting turtle was recalled into the system. Thunder roared in the vast sky, and the remaining 20 bolts of lightning instantly fell to the ground. Crap, the lightning tribulation is coming again. Yang Batian and the other two's expressions changed. They still didn't understand what had just happened. Seeing the last 20 bolts of lightning strike, the three of them even felt a sense of death. Wang. However, a huge wave of energy spread out and instantly enveloped everyone. When Qin Feng threw out all the array flags and spirit stones in his hands, the rank 6 defense array was completely formed. Circles of pale yellow chi barriers rose into the sky, blocking the thunder tribulation outside. Grade 6 defense array? It's actually so powerful. Rumor has it that the most powerful array master in the North Sand region is only a level 5 spiritual array master. How did Brother Qin create a level 6 defensive array? Could it be that Brother Qin has already stepped into the level of a level 6 array formation grandmaster? My young Master Qin is too awesome. I can't take it anymore. The moment the rank 6 array formation appeared, Yang Batian and the other two were shocked. Previously, Qin Feng kept saying that he was going to set up a level 6 defensive array. However, Yang Batian and the other two didn't have much hope. In the entire northern sand continent, array masters were even rarer than pill masters. Given Qin Feng's age, how could he possibly set up a level 6 defensive array? However, the truth was right before their eyes. They had no choice but to believe it. The power of the level 6 defensive array was beyond everyone's expectations. The thunder tribulation, which seemed to have the power to destroy the world, was actually unable to break through the defensive array. It only caused ripples in the surroundings of the defensive array. Qin Feng couldn't help but think about how he had trapped the Red Flower Hall's Hall Master, Bai Zhanfei, with a level 5 trapping array, and killed him in the end. Bai Zhanfei was a spiritual elder at level 4 of the True Spirit Realm. Based on this, even a late-stage True Spirit Realm cultivator might not be able to break through the level 6 defensive array. After the time it took for a joss stick to burn, the thunder tribulation in the sky gradually calmed down. In the end, the dark clouds dispersed and the sky was clear, as if nothing had happened. Qin Feng felt that the aura in his body had become much stronger. It was obvious that he had successfully stepped into the 3 changes of the Buddha's light. However, before he could rejoice, Yang Batian suddenly shouted in a serious tone. Not good. A few powerful divine consciousnesses swept over. As soon as he said this, Li Tao and Xing Sanfang's expressions changed drastically. If they hadn't known that Qin Feng had broken through the thunder tribulation, the three of them wouldn't have been so careful. However, after knowing that Qin Feng had triggered one of the northern sand region's 9 great deadly thunder tribulations, the 9 changes true thunder, they realized how powerful Qin Feng's cultivation technique was. The disturbance caused by the thunder tribulation earlier was so great that half of the northern sand region had probably sensed it. Now that people had suddenly come, they were obviously here for the 9 changes true thunder. What should we do now? Qin Feng also realized how serious the situation was. If others found out about the existence of the creation of heaven and earth technique, he wouldn't even know how he died. Qin Feng hadn't sensed any divine consciousnesses sweeping over. It was obvious that the people who had come were all powerful beings. Facing these powerful venerables, he didn't know how to deal with them. Brother Qin, quickly take everyone and hide. I'll help you deal with this. Yang Batian quickly made a decision. However, as time was tight, he didn't have time to explain in detail to Qin Feng and the others. His figure had already disappeared. Seeing where Yang Batian had gone, Qin Feng could guess what had happened. The 9 changes true thunder had attracted the attention of many powerful venerables of the northern sand region. However, Spirit's immortal kingdom was located in a remote area and lacked spiritual qi. There weren't many sects or clans that cultivated in the surrounding tens of thousands of kilometers. As a result, the powerful venerables who had rushed over were most likely attracted by the great disturbance here. They might not even know that it was the 9 changes true thunder's tribulation. Brother Qin, what should we do? Once Yang Batian left, Xing Sanfeng and Li Tao were at a loss. They looked at Qin Feng in a daze. However, Qin Feng had already started moving. He quickly threw out formation flags and spirit stones. Although the grade 6 defensive formation had already been activated, it could still be improved. At that moment, Qin Feng realized an even more serious problem. If the powerful venerables who had come discovered the energy from the energy star stones in Spirit's immortal kingdom, it would be even more troublesome. Go notify all the cultivators in Spirit's immortal kingdom. Immediately retreat from Spirit's immortal kingdom and hide somewhere else. Qin Feng gave orders as he forged the formation. Li Tao and Xing Sanfeng didn't know about the existence of the energy star stones, so they were confused by Qin Feng's orders. However, Qin Feng continued, "Have the soldiers of Zhanma country stay." Xing Sanfeng's eyes lit up. He seemed to have guessed Qin Feng's intentions. Even if he didn't know about the energy star stones, he could sense that there was a mysterious energy in Spirit's immortal kingdom. He had been using this energy to break through to the 9 changes of Buddhist aura. Xing Sanfeng finally realized the severity of the situation. If other factions discovered the mysterious energy in Spirit's immortal kingdom, it would probably lead to a bloody battle. Li Tao and Xing Sanfeng also left. They hurried to bring the other cultivators away. They planned to make Spirit's immortal kingdom look like a normal mortal city and not attract any cultivators' attention. However, Qin Feng knew that this wasn't enough. Even if all the cultivators in Spirit's immortal kingdom left, the energy from the energy star stones would still be there. Any cultivator at the true spirit realm would definitely be able to sense the existence of this mysterious energy. As a result, he furiously perfected the grade 6 defensive formation. He wanted to envelop the entire Spirit's immortal kingdom. That way, he could block the divine sense of true spirit realm cultivators. At the same time, he temporarily put the 3 energy star stones in Spirit's immortal mountain back into the system. While Qin Feng was working hard, Yang Batian had already arrived a few thousand kilometers away from Spirit's immortal kingdom. "Who's there? Stop right now, or don't blame me for killing you." A heavy voice rang out from the distance. Yang Batian immediately felt an invisible pressure envelop him. He wanted to run a little further, so that the Spirit's kingdom would be a little safer. However, he still landed on his flying sword quickly, as a few more powerful presences had locked onto him. "That's right, Yang Batian." Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Not long after Yang Batian landed, a dozen or so figures landed around him. The 2 of them stood 100 meters apart, sizing each other up. Soon, Yang Boshan's expression became extremely solemn. Isn't this the city lord of Broken Flower City, Yang Batian? What are you doing here?" Someone asked. As a true spirit realm level 2 cultivator, Yang Batian didn't dare to be disrespectful. He put on a smile and cupped his fists. "Greetings, Brother Yunfei. I was looking for a breakthrough here. I didn't know that Brother Yunfei and the other seniors had arrived." The person who asked the question was the hall master of the Hall of Famous Generals, Chao Yunfei. He had appeared at the Merchant City Chamber of Commerce not long ago. He could be considered a partner of the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce. At the same time, he knew that Yang Batian was also a partner of the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce. "Brother Yang, you said you were breaking through here? Were you the one who caused the great changes in the weather?" Another person asked. It was the city lord of Jiangxi City, Mu Yanfeng. Just Chao Yunfei and Mu Yanfeng's status and cultivation far surpassed Yang Boshan's. But through Yang Boshan's observation, the 2 of them were just relatively weaker people in the crowd. Yang Batian looked indifferent on the surface, but his heart was beating like a drum. He knew that these people were attracted by the 9 transformations' true thunder. If they knew that it was Qin Feng who triggered the lightning tribulation during his breakthrough, they would definitely capture Qin Feng alive. "City Lord Mu, it was indeed me who triggered the lightning tribulation when I broke through. Did the lightning tribulation alarm the seniors? Then I'll apologize to the seniors, young Batian said reluctantly. Complicated expressions appeared on the faces of the crowd. Disappointment flashed through many people's eyes. If it really was the lightning tribulation triggered by Yang Boshan's breakthrough, then this trip would have been a waste. Young Batian, are you lying? With your true spirit realm level 2 cultivation, how could you trigger the vast lightning tribulation just now? If I'm not wrong, that's one of the Northern Sand region's 9 great sure-kill lightning tribulations, the 9 transformations true lightning. A small old man in the crowd suddenly spoke. Young Batian recognized him and was shocked. This man was the great elder of the North Sand continent's #1 sect, the invincible sect Wu Xan. Without waiting for Yang Batian to reply, an old man standing opposite Elder Wuxin said, Wuxin is right. That should be the 9 transformations true thunder. Moreover, this thunder tribulation isn't the first time it has appeared in the Northern Sand region. Just 1 month ago, a 9 transformations thunder tribulation appeared in the Western Rivers Desert region. Young Batian was shocked. This person was the Grand Elder of the #1 family in the North Sand region, the Feather Sound family, Feather Sound Fan. Although Yang Batian had already anticipated that Qin Fun's 9 transformations true thunder would attract a large group of venerables, he was still shocked when he saw them. Chapter 1766. When Wu Xian and Feather Sound Fan mentioned the 9 changes true thunder, the cultivators who rushed over were shocked. The weakest among them was at the early stage of true spirit realm. However, none of them had ever triggered a sure-kill thunder tribulation. In the past few hundred years, there had never been a cultivator who could trigger a sure-kill thunder tribulation in the Northern Sand continent. However, the 9 changes true thunder seemed to have appeared today. Junior brother Feather Sound Fan, are you sure you saw the sure-kill thunder tribulation? Another person spoke and called Feather Sound Fan junior brother. When Yang Batian looked over, his eyeballs almost popped out of their sockets. The man who spoke was the Northern Sand continent's first city, Jiang Fian, the governor of Jiang City. He was also one of the Northern Sand continent's 8 great supremes. Among the 8 great supremes, Jiang Fian's strength was only below sect leader Long. It was rumored that he had stepped into the peak stage 9 true spirit realm decades ago. It was unknown if he had crossed over to the empty god realm. Even the governor of First City, Jiang Fian, was here. Yang Batian once again realized the seriousness of the 9 changes true thunder. Senior brother Jiang, the White Phoenix City where the Feather Sound clan is located is tens of thousands of miles away from here. I'm just guessing that it's a sure-kill thunder tribulation, and it's extremely similar to the 9 changes true thunder in the legends. As for the truth, I don't dare to jump to conclusions, Feather Sound Fan said respectfully. The conversation had escalated to the level of a late-stage true spirit realm cultivator. Those early and middle-stage true spirit realm cultivators did not dare to interrupt. The excitement in Jiang Fian's eyes suddenly dimmed. He said calmly, the 9 great sure-kill thunder tribulation exists in the divine continent. However, it has always been a legend. As for whether it's true or not, no one has been able to prove it. Rumor has it that only a dozen almighty cultivators have triggered the sure-kill thunder tribulation in the divine continent in the past tens of thousands of years. Moreover, no genius or expert could escape death from the sure-kill thunder tribulation. However, there are also rumors that the divine continent's strongest cultivator, the great Tao ultimate god, triggered the sure-kill thunder tribulation but survived. In the end, he stepped into the true god realm and disappeared. Now that one of the 9 changes true lightning tribulations has appeared in the North Sand continent, it means that a new peerless ultimate god has appeared. His appearance will change the entire divine supreme continent's situation. It could even lead to the divine supreme continent's transcendence or destruction. Jiang Fian's words made everyone's blood boil. The divine continent had been in a deep slumber for hundreds of years. Although talented cultivators appeared every year, they were nothing compared to the peerless ultimate gods, who could trigger the lightning tribulations. However, everyone quickly calmed down. Based on the current situation, It was hard to say whether the great change in the sky was the 9 transformations' true thunder or not. City Lord Jiang, what do you think we should do? Jiang Fian was the one with the highest realm among them. The feather sound fan was waiting for his decision. Yang Batian is clearly lying. Who knows what secrets he has? Since he doesn't want to tell us, we shouldn't force him. Let's go to the source of the lightning and check it out ourselves. Jiang Fian expressed her attitude and immediately received the approval of all the venerables. Previously, Yang Batian said that the lightning tribulations were caused by his breakthrough. However, no one believed him. He was only at true spirit level 2. How could he trigger such an earth-shattering lightning tribulations? Seeing that he couldn't stop the crowd, Yang Batian could only dejectedly move to the side. He really had no other choice. If he were to fight with these people, he would probably be killed instantly. Rumble. However, before everyone could move out, 2 hurricanes appeared in the sky behind them. They were like 2 long dragons. When everyone saw the 2 long dragons, they were still hundreds of miles away. However, in the blink of an eye, the 2 hurricanes had already appeared on the sandy ground hundreds of meters away. They brought up sand and dust, blocking everyone's vision. Who are you? Jiang Fian felt a strong pressure. The early-stage true spirit realm cultivators were already kneeling on the ground, unable to stand up. Yang Batian was one of the cultivators who was suppressed to the point that he couldn't circulate the yuan qi in his body. He was shocked. He originally thought that he could do whatever he wanted in the North Sand continent with his realm. However, now that he had encountered so many powerful beings, his confidence was shattered. You don't have the right to ask about my name. A loud roar came from the hurricanes. However, the aura caused Jiang Fian to spit out a few mouthfuls of blood. The cultivators present were dumbfounded. They knew that Jiang Fian had already stepped into the peak true spirit realm 9. But he couldn't even withstand a single blow from the other party. Needless to say, the 2 people who came were ultimate gods who had stepped into the empty god realm. I didn't know it was the empty god realm seniors. Please forgive me. Jiang Fian no longer had the arrogance from before. He even knelt down and apologized. The 2 hurricanes had already surrounded the crowd. The wind suddenly stopped and 2 ancient figures were suspended in midair. Their bodies were emitting an aura that looked like light and mist. It's the reclusive immortal Dongxian? That should be the reclusive immortal Dongxian, right? Someone had already recognized the 2, and could not help but exclaim. In the 4 continents of the divine continent, there was a group of reclusive experts. These people were the real old monsters, representing the most powerful group in each continent. They usually did not care about the world, and only focused on cultivation. They might only come out once every few hundred years. Therefore, many people had forgotten their realms, sects, and even names. Fortunately, the cultivators present were considered the top powerhouses of the northern sand continent. They were knowledgeable enough to recognize the 2 reclusive immortals. A deadly lightning tribulation appeared here? Dongxian Jinren asked. Many people had forgotten his real name. They only knew that he was called Dongxian Jinren. Very few people remembered that his real name was Dongxian Su. Jiang Fian replied respectfully after realizing that he had saved his life. Senior Dongxian, there was a huge change in the weather not long ago. As for whether it's a deadly lightning tribulation or not, it's still hard to say. Dongxian Su did not even look at Jiang Fian. His gaze was fixed in the direction of Mount Celestial Spirit. The immortal too. He mumbled to himself. Someone must have triggered a deadly lightning tribulation. Otherwise, why would a normal cultivator trigger a lightning tribulation? It's just that this area is lacking in spiritual energy. Why would there be a deadly lightning tribulation? What's the point of guessing here? Let's go and find out. The spiritual master of Dongshuan's voice was still echoing in the air, but he was long gone. By the time everyone came to their senses, Boundless Sea was gone as well. The group of true spirit stage cultivators heaved a sigh of relief. If the Northern Sand region cultivators were to witness this scene, they wouldn't know what to say. After a moment of silence, Feather Sound Fan said, City Lord Jiang, should we also go and take a look? Jiang Fian had just been humiliated and had nowhere to vent her pent-up anger. She shouted at the Feather Sound Fan, Your legs are your own. If you want to go, then go. Why are you asking me? Yu Yinfan rolled her eyes but did not dare to refute. She cursed the divine continent for being a place where only the strong were respected. After a brief moment of hesitation, everyone stepped on their flying swords and rushed in the direction of Mount Spirit Immortal. There might be a cultivator who had triggered a sure-kill lightning tribulation over there. Even if they had to risk their lives, they had to find out the truth. Yang Batian was the only one left in the clearing. His face was full of worry, but there was nothing he could do. Senior brother Dongxian, this is a mortal city. How could there be a cultivator who triggered the lightning trial? Did we make a mistake? In the sky above Spirit Immortal Kingdom, two cultivators in long robes floated in the air. Their silhouettes looked illusory. Junior brother Wuliang, don't be fooled by appearances. Regardless of whether the calamity just now was a sure-kill lightning tribulation or not, it did startle the two of us. This means that there must be an expert breaking through here. Take a closer look. This mortal city has a level 6 defense array, Dong Xiansu said. Wuliang Hai's expression changed. He had clearly felt the energy of the array. It was not normal for a mortal city to have a level 6 defense array. Qinfen did not expect his cleverness to backfire. However, he also did not expect that the lightning tribulation he was breaking through would attract a virtual god stage expert. Otherwise, he would not have perfected the level 6 defense array, nor would he have covered the entire Spirit Immortal Kingdom with arrays. What's up there? The ordinary soldiers of Zhanma country noticed something strange. Many of them surrounded the city gate and looked into the sky. All they saw were two rings of light and fog hanging in the air, like UFOs on Earth. Dong Xiansu and Wuliang Hai did not even bother to look at the discussions on the ground. These mortals were as weak as ants in their eyes. They could kill them all with a wave of their hands. However, they did not even bother to wave their hands. Kill a bunch of mortals? That was too degrading. The two of them stayed in the air for half an instance's time. Suddenly, Dong Xiansu's eyes lit up, and he flew towards Spirit Immortal Mountain. Senior brother Dongxian, there's a strange energy here. It's extremely powerful. Wuliang Hai had already noticed the anomaly. Dong Xiansu took a deep breath and tried to split open Spirit Immortal Mountain with a palm strike. However, before he could finish his move, an old voice drifted over. So it's Senior Dongxian and Senior Wuliang. I didn't know the two of you were here. Please forgive me for not going out to greet you. Dong Xiansu stopped what he was doing. He and Wuliang Hai looked towards the west at the same time. A white-robed figure floated over like a spirit. It's Long Qianjun. You've stepped into the virtual god realm? Dong Xiansu's expression changed. I didn't expect Senior Dongxian to remember me. It's my honor. The person was indeed Long Qianjun. However, his silhouette was like light and fog. Clearly, it was one of his clones. I didn't expect there to be so many cultivators in the northern sand continent who have stepped into the virtual god realm in recent decades. This is something worth celebrating. Wuliang Hai smiled while stroking his white beard. Compared to the two of you, our realms are too far apart. The two of you have always been the role models for the cultivators of the northern sand continent to follow. Even though Long Qianjun had successfully broken through to the virtual god realm, he did not put on any airs in front of Dong Xiansu and Wuliang Hai. It was obvious how powerful the two of them were. Chapter 1767. Long Qianjun was puzzled. Senior Dongxian, are you sure you're not mistaken? A deadly lightning tribulation appeared in the northern sand continent? Dong Xiansu stared at him sharply. Long Qianjun, you better not play tricks in front of me. Don't think you're powerful just because you've stepped into the empty god realm. I can kill you anytime I want. There was a sudden smell of gunpowder in the air. Long Qianjun said with a rather cold expression, Senior Dongxian, I've always admired your character and talent in cultivation. I've always looked up to you as a role model. I don't know how I've offended Senior Dongxian. Please tell me. Dongxian scoffed. Don't talk nonsense. Hand over the guy who triggered the deadly lightning tribulation, if you really admire me. I've already said that I don't know anything about the deadly lightning tribulation. Moreover, There hasn't been a peerless ultimate God's lightning tribulation in the divine continent for hundreds of years. Why would it suddenly appear in the northern sand continent? Long Qianjuan's attitude was firm. A ferocious aura suddenly surged out from Dong Xuance's body, frightening the cultivators who rushed over a few thousand meters away, not daring to approach. Seeing that the situation was about to explode, Boundless Sea chuckled. Haha, Senior Dongxian, why are you so angry? Long Qianjun, let me ask you, what's going on with the terrifying lightning tribulation that appeared in this area? Dongxiansu retracted his aura and stared coldly at Long Qianjun. Long Qianjun did not look at him as he cupped his fists at Wu Lianghai and said, Senior Wu Lianghai, there was indeed a huge lightning tribulation here. It's my breakthrough to the empty god realm. Gah! The crowd was dumbfounded as soon as he said that. The cultivators who were thousands of meters away could also hear what Long Qianjun said. Everyone was attracted by the terrifying lightning tribulation and rushed over from thousands of miles away. Who knew that it was Long Qianjuan's breakthrough to the empty god realm? The others could not see through Long Qianjuan's cultivation base, but Dong Xuance and Wu Lianghai could. From the unstable virtual god aura on Long Qianjun, they could tell that he had just broken through to virtual god level not long ago. For a moment, the two of them were in low spirits, and even a little self-deprecating. As immortal venerables who had not entered the world, they usually did not come out once in 100 years. Today, because of the change in the weather, they came out to investigate, but in the end, they made such a big mistake. Long Qianjun had been secretly observing the two. When he saw the subtle changes in their expressions, he hastily continued, Seniors, I've only heard about the divine continent's sure-kill lightning tribulation. I've never seen it with my own eyes. Could it be that the lightning tribulation really exists? Dong Xiansu was not in the mood to answer. Boundless Ocean, on the other hand, blurted out disinterestedly, the sure-kill lightning tribulation is not a rumor. It has indeed appeared in the divine supreme mainland before. But senior brother Dongxian and I have never seen it with our own eyes. But recently, there have been two major changes in the weather in the northern sand continent. The last one was just slightly more than a month ago, and today, there's another one. I thought it was a sure-kill lightning tribulation, haha. The Infinite Sea bitterly smiled as he spoke. The rest of his words were self-evident. So that's how it is. But I've heard that no cultivator can successfully break through and survive the sure-kill lightning tribulation. Senior Boundless Ocean, since you've seen it twice, it's obviously not a sure-kill lightning tribulation. As soon as he said that, a look of realization appeared on Boundless Ocean's face. He mumbled to himself, That's right. No cultivator can survive a sure-kill lightning tribulation. Looks like the two changes in the weather aren't sure-kill lightning tribulation. Even Dong Xiansu's eyes flashed with doubt, as if he was starting to doubt his previous thoughts. The cultivators standing far away could clearly hear the conversation between Long Qianjun and Boundless Ocean. Everyone sighed. It seemed like they had made a fuss out of nothing. Many cultivators had already left. Even though they were true spirit stage powerhouses, they were not confident facing three empty god stage seniors. Even the northern sand continent's first city's castellan, Jiang Fian, had been slapped in the face. What were they? Senior brother Dongxian, let's go back. Boundless Ocean sighed. Suddenly, Dongxiansu turned around and struck his palm. The huge Mount Spiritual Immortal exploded into pieces. His sudden action shocked Boundless Ocean and Long Qianjun. Rumble! The explosions did not stop. However, the three empty god stage powerhouses did not move an inch. The flying pieces seemed to have eyes. Just as they were about to land on the three of them, they immediately flew elsewhere. Senior brother Dongxian, what are you doing? Boundless Ocean really did not understand. Dongxiansu did not answer. His eyes stared straight at the ruins of Mount Spiritual Immortal. A moment later, disappointment flashed through his eyes. Clearly, he did not notice anything. Long Qianjun, what is this place? Why are you breaking through here? Dongxiansu suddenly asked. Boundless Ocean was confused as well. Normally, cultivators would choose to break through in places with abundant spiritual qi. They were afraid that they would fail at the crucial moment due to insufficient spiritual qi. Long Qianjun was breaking through to empty God stage. The amount of spiritual qi he needed was even more terrifying. Why would he choose to break through an immortal city that was lacking in spiritual qi? Senior Dongxian, I don't know what this place is called. This is obviously a mortal city. The reason I chose to break through here is to avoid being disturbed by my enemies. After all, the Dragonrise Merchant Guild has been looking for me. Many cultivators in the northern Sand continent had heard about the conflict between Long Qianjun and Dragon Soul. Existences like Dongxianjunren and immortal Lord Wu Liang knew the details of the incident. Long Qianjun's words were flawless. Even if Dongxianse tried to pick a bone from an egg, he could not find a loophole. I see. It must have been hard on you all these years. But now that you've entered the empty God stage, I believe the Dragonrise Merchant Guild will have to restrain themselves. Boundless Ocean sighed. Long Qianjun immediately cupped his fists and said, Thank you for your concern, Senior Dongxian. Boundless Ocean nodded, and did not say anything else. He looked at Dongxian Su and said, Senior Dongxian, I'll make a move first. Who knows how many years it will be before we meet again? The ethereal voice was still echoing in the sky. Boundless Ocean's figure had already disappeared. Dongxian Su frowned and looked around again. Finally, he snorted and left. Spirited Immortal Mountain had been blasted into ruins. Piles of rubble were piled up. It was a messy scene. Long Qianjun waited for the time it took for an incense stick to burn, before he wiped the cold sweat off his forehead, and let out a long sigh of relief. Master, thank you for your hard work. A voice came. A few seconds later, Qin Fun's silhouette landed on the ruins. Looking at Spirited Immortal Mountain that had been blasted to the ground, a cold light flickered in his eyes. At the same time, he was glad that he had stored the 3 energy star stones into the system. Otherwise, the consequences would be unimaginable. Feng'er, don't even think about provoking Dongxian Su for now. Even I can't see through that guy's cultivation realm. You won't stand a chance against him. Long Qianjun saw through Qin Fun's thoughts. Don't worry, Master. I'm not stupid. That old thing is bullying me. I'll get back at him sooner or later. Long Qianjun did not ask about Qin Fun's cultivation method. He knew that Qin Fun's cultivation method must be heaven-defying if he could trigger the sure-kill lightning tribulation. Once such a cultivation method came to light, the entire divine continent would be plunged into a bloodbath. At the same time, Long Qianjun did not ask about the energy starstones. Although he did not know what kind of energy it was, he had long sensed that there was a cultivation resource more powerful than spiritual energy in the Spirit Immortal Kingdom. If this kind of energy were to spread, it would be a catastrophe for the divine continent. Chapter 1768. The lightning tribulation was more daunting than dangerous. After 5 days, no other venerable ones came to the Spirit Immortal Kingdom. This made everyone feel relieved. However, after this lesson, Qin Fun realized the importance of the sure-kill lightning tribulation in the eyes of the divine continent's cultivators. He decided to set up a shielding formation, or directly enter the astral world, to break through the lightning tribulation in the future. As for what cultivation method Qin Fun was cultivating, and the energy star stone, no one asked him. Lu Jia and the others thought that if Qin Fun took the initiative to tell them, they would listen. If Qin Fun didn't want to tell them, then there was no need to ask. Qin Fun didn't stay idle during these 5 days. He used 3 days to stabilize his new cultivation, and the last 2 days to perfect the level 6 defense formation. The entire Spirit Immortal Kingdom's border was covered by the defense formation. In front of the level 6 defense formation, even a late true Spirit Realm cultivator would have a hard time breaking it. After confirming that those venerable ones wouldn't come again, Qin Fun placed the energy star stone back in the Spirit Immortal Kingdom. Now that Spirit Immortal Mountain was gone, he buried the energy star stone deep underground. This time, Qin Fun only placed 2 energy star stones. First, he was afraid that 3 energy star stones would produce a huge amount of energy that would attract the attention of others. Second, he planned to keep 1 energy star stone with him as a backup. After all, the energy of the energy star stone in the 100-kilometer ray sniper was almost used up. It would be embarrassing if he encountered a powerful opponent one day. Now that Long Qianjun had stepped into the empty god realm, Qinfen could rest assured with him in the spirit immortal kingdom. He once again embarked on a journey to White Spirit Mountain. He promised the Bright Moon Tower Master that he would get the White Spirit Pill. He didn't want to break his promise. This journey was a little special. Qinfen's usually lonely figure had an additional beautiful figure beside him. Big brother Qinfen, where are we going? Are there any small monsters for me to fight? Zhang Keku's face was filled with joy. She was a troublemaker. Ever since she came to the Divine Continent, she had been bored to death. Seeing that Qinfen was going to leave again, she pestered him for 3 days and 3 nights before she convinced him to bring her along. There's no little monster. You have to listen to me on the way, or else I'll send you back to the Spirit Immortal Kingdom immediately. Qinfen put on a stern face and pretended to be serious. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to control this crazy girl. In fact, Qinfen did not bring Zhang Keku with him because he was soft-hearted. Every corner of the Divine Continent was fraught with danger. Even with his 3 changes Buddha aura, he could not guarantee his own safety. He had brought Zhang Keku with him because she was different from other women. She had the gene of an ancient giant beast in her body. She needed to temper herself to become stronger. Moreover, Qinfen had an energy star stone with him, which he could use to strengthen Zhang Keku's genes. It'll be so boring if there aren't any little monsters. Zhang Keku immediately pouted. Qinfen couldn't help but kiss her. He then patted her head and said with a smile, "There are a lot of bad people. When the time comes, you can use them to practice." Qinfen couldn't help but recall the power of Zhang Keku's fist energy. Any cultivator who offended her would have to suffer 8 lifetimes of bad luck. Great. Keku likes to eliminate evil and promote good deeds. If any bad guy dares to stand in front of me, I'll smash his head with a punch. Zhang Keku waved her little fist excitedly. Qinfen heard the sound of an explosion. If he didn't dodge in time, he would have been injured by Zhang Keku. This girl was definitely a dangerous person. She looked like a harmless little loli, but when she fought, she was like a King Kong. Zhang Keku realized that she almost injured Qinfen. She smiled awkwardly and said, "Big brother Qinfen, do you want it?" Qinfen was speechless. He had spent the few nights in Spirit Immortal Kingdom with Zhang Keku. "You want it again?" "No, I don't care. If big brother Qinfen wants it, just tell me. We'll fight on the spot. Don't hold it in, you'll get sick," Zhang Keku said seriously. Qinfen was speechless. He didn't think about it at first, but after hearing Zhang Keku's words, he dragged her to a small cave and fought. The cloud soaring all was extremely fast. 5 days later, the two of them arrived at the Feng Province. The Feng Province was a large region in Jiangchuan. It contained many cities, clans, and sections. It was much more prosperous than the Pear Province. Qinfen landed the cloud soaring all on Mount Wu in the Feng Province. The Huaxia Chamber of Commerce's priority was to develop the Jiangchuan region. Mount Wu was located in the middle of the Jiangchuan region. Many sects and clans in this region had not been developed yet. "Big brother Qinfen, what is this place? Why does it feel so cold?" Zhang Keku couldn't help but shiver when she got out of the cloud soaring all. She was not the only one who felt it. Qinfen also felt it. "The yin qi here is very strong. Don't mess around. Listen to me." A bad feeling rose in Qinfeng's heart. He pretended to be strict and taught Zhang Keku a lesson. This girl was a troublemaker. He had to teach her a lesson. Zhang Keku pouted and complained unhappily. "Big brother Qinfen, I've been very obedient along the way. You've been in the cave twice, and the cloud soaring all thrice. I've never refused." Qinfeng's face was already flushed. He quickly interrupted her and said, "That's not what I'm talking about. All right, let's get down to business." Zhang Keku was instantly energized when she heard that they were going to get down to business. "Big brother Qinfen, I heard that the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce has become one of the top 10 chambers of commerce in the northern Sand continent. Are we going to conquer some forces in the Jiangchuan region? Developing the Jiangchuan route is only one of the reasons. I still need to go to Mount Bailing Spirit to look for something," said Qinfen. Qin Feng felt complicated when he mentioned Mount Bailing Spirit. He did not know if he could find Mount Bailing Spirit this time. Even if he did find it, it was said that the area was a forbidden area. He might not even be able to enter it, let alone find the divine white spirit bird and retrieve its inner core. Zhang Kuke obviously did not care about the second half of Qin Feng's sentence. When she heard that they were going to develop the Jiangchuan route, she immediately waved her little fists and cheered. Haha, this is great. Kuke likes to conquer people with violence. Big brother Qin Feng, tell me, which sect should we attack first? Kuke can knock out their sect leader's front teeth with one punch. Qin Feng rolled his eyes. He suddenly regretted bringing this girl along. However, before he could say anything, a few evil laughs came from behind. Hee, who is this beautiful female cultivator going to attack? I'll help you, okay? This woman looks so unique. She's a rare sight even among the hundreds of millions of female cultivators in the northern sand continent. Brat, do you know whose territory you are in? Leave your storage ring behind and get lost. If you do that, we will spare your worthless life. Qin Feng turned around and saw 5 cultivators flying towards him. The 5 of them were dressed differently, and their faces were ferocious. It was obvious that they were bandits who killed and robbed people. This was not Qin Feng's first time encountering bandits. When he and Sister Hong were on the way to the Red Flower Hall's assessment, they had encountered Li Sha and his gang. Qin Feng even obtained a grade 5 fire talisman and 2 lightning elemental orbs from Li Sha. The flying magic tool that they used was also robbed from those bandits. It was Zhang Kuke's first time traveling on the Divine Continent. To her, this journey was filled with dangers and dangers. She never expected to encounter bandits as soon as they arrived at the soaring cloud all. She was extremely excited. Before Qin Feng could say anything, Zhang Kuke looked at the bandits and shouted excitedly, "Is what you said true? Am I really beautiful in the northern sands continent?" The 5 bandits were dumbfounded. They had robbed many female cultivators, but those female cultivators would avoid them as if they had seen ghosts. But today, they encountered a beautiful woman who took the initiative to ask questions. The man in the red cloak, who stood at the front of the 5 bandits, seemed to be the leader. He squinted his eyes and looked at Zhang Kuke. In fact, the women on the Divine Continent had an ethereal temperament due to their cultivation. Their skin was fair, and they were beautiful. However, Zhang Kuke was a super cute loli. On top of that, her puberty was too hot. Therefore, she was considered rare in the Divine Continent. The leader's name was Nie Er. He had already stepped into the Buddha Aura 4 Changes realm. When he saw that Qin Feng was only at the Buddha Aura 3 Changes realm, and Zhang Kuke's aura was nowhere to be seen, she was most likely a woman who had not cultivated. Haha, miss, I never lie. You are the prettiest woman I have ever seen. Nie Er wanted to act like a decent man, but he looked like a bad guy when he smiled. Zhang Kuke did not even look at him. Instead, she hugged Qin Feng's arm excitedly and shouted, "Big brother Qin Feng, did you hear that? I said I'm the most beautiful woman in the northern sands continent. You must cherish me." Qin Feng was speechless. Then, she shouted at Nie Er, "Hey, since you praised me, I won't lower myself to your level. Bring them away now, or else, you'll have to bear the consequences." The 5 bandits were stunned. They already suspected that this beautiful woman was stupid, but now they were sure of it. However, the 5 of them did not mind at all. Instead, they smiled even more wretchedly. Women with stupid brains were the ones who would go crazy when they played. "Hee, young lady, I'm the boss of this area. Do you want me to bring you out to play for a few days?" Nie Er looked at Zhang Kuke with a smile. His subordinates glared at Qin Feng fiercely. "Ha! Why are you still standing there like a fool? If you don't get lost now, don't even think about leaving. Our big brother Nie is a venerable who has entered the 4th transformation Buddha aura. He can kill an ant like you with one hand." Qin Feng had already seen through the strength of the 5 bandits. Among the other 4, 2 had just entered the 1st transformation Buddha aura, and the other 2 were still in the Saint King realm. The 5 bandits had been clamoring for a long time, and Qin Feng was already dissatisfied. However, before he could make a move, Zhang Kuke suddenly walked toward the crowd. Qin Feng hesitated for a moment, but in the end he stood still. These 5 bandits were no match for Zhang Kuku, so it was not a bad idea to let that silly girl practice her skills. When Zhang Kuku took the initiative to walk toward them, Nia Er and the other 4 were so excited that they even thought of killing her on the spot. Haha, I didn't expect you to be even more beautiful up close. You're so charming. Brat, since you don't want to live anymore, Grandpa will fulfill your wish. Chapter 1769. Seeing that Qin Feng was still standing there foolishly, one of the bandits swung his fist at him. This man was only an 8th realm Saint King, but because he had Nia Er's support, he didn't put Qin Feng in his eyes at all. He believed that if the other party dared to fight back, Big Brother Nia Er would definitely kill him first. Update fast, no ads. Qin Feng really didn't make a move, but something unexpected happened. That little beauty, who had never cultivated before, actually met him with a punch. Not only was the lackey shocked, but the expressions of Nia Er and the others also changed dramatically. Si Chi, if you dare to hurt even a hair of this little girl, I won't forgive you. Nia Er yelled. No matter how weird his taste was, he wasn't interested in doing anything to corpses. Si Chi was soaked in cold sweat. He wanted to stop as well, but apparently it was too late. Silly girl, get out of the way. Si Chi let out a strange cry. As soon as he finished speaking, a loud bang was heard. His huge iron fist collided with Zhang Keek's small pink fist. The commotion was beyond everyone's expectations. Si Chi, you bastard, you killed that girl. Nia Er was about to explode. How could he not be enraged when he saw the beauty? He was so close to getting killed with a single punch. However, in the next second, Nia Er and the others froze on the spot. The scene of the little beauty exploding did not occur. Instead, a loud boom rang out, and Si Chi exploded on the spot. There was a strange smell in the air. Zhang Kuku yelled excitedly, Big Brother Qin Feng, don't you think I'm awesome? I punched the bad guy until he exploded. Qin Feng was speechless. He didn't know what to say to Zhang Kuku. Nia Er and the others snapped out of their daze. Big Brother Si Chi is dead. That kid must have done it secretly. He actually dared to kill Si Chi. Big Brother, you have to avenge Si Chi. The remaining 3 henchmen glared at Qin Feng fiercely. Obviously, they did not believe that Si Chi was killed by Zhang Kuku, so they shifted their suspicion to Qin Feng. An ant like you dares to behave atrociously in this daddy's territory? I'll give you a choice right now. Throw away your storage ring and commit suicide as an apology. Otherwise, I'll make you wish you were dead. Nia Er said. Qin Feng acted as if he hadn't heard anything, and stood to the side with an indifferent expression. Zhang Kuku had long disliked these people. When she heard that Nia Er dared to threaten Qin Feng, she snorted and charged at them. Bastards! I'll show you how powerful heroine Kiki is. Her rush startled the crowd. Nia Er immediately shouted, Quick! Capture that silly girl first, I'll deal with that ant. The 3 lackeys immediately flew over with a playful look on their faces. They all had the same idea. When they captured Zhang Kuku later, they could take the opportunity to touch her body. Rumble. However, as soon as this thought popped up in his mind, a loud bang rang out in the air. The man who was the first to reach Zhang Kuku suddenly froze. His eyes widened in horror and disbelief. Bang! There was another muffled sound. This time, it was caused by the explosion of the man's body. The other 2 had been standing aside in a daze. Suddenly, they realized a horrifying fact. This little beauty in front of them didn't seem to be as weak as she looked. It seemed that Si Chi was truly killed by her. It feels so good to kill a baddie with a single punch. Most women would tremble in fear when they saw a bloody scene. But Zhang Kuku was definitely an exception. The more she fought, the more excited she became. Her speed was so fast that Qin Feng's eyes went blurry. Before Qin Feng could see what was going on, 2 loud explosions rang out, and the air was filled with the pungent smell of blood. After that, the 4 bandits could no longer be seen. Zhang Kuku's ferocity shocked Qin Feng. He realized that this girl did not use her full strength when they fought in Spirit Immortal Kingdom a few days ago. She must have been afraid of hurting him. A sudden gust of wind rose. It turned out that Nia Er had regained his senses. He was enraged when he saw that his 4 lackeys had been killed. His fist was already in front of Zhang Kuku. Qin Feng tensed up. Although he believed that Zhang Kuku was stronger than Nie, the old man's sneak attack was smooth and natural. It was obvious that he was used to sneak attacks. On the other hand, Zhang Kuku had no combat experience, so she would most likely be at a disadvantage. Just as the thought popped up in his mind, a loud explosion rang out. Qin Feng's heart was in his throat. He swore that if Nie really hurt Zhang Kuku, he would cut that bastard into 1,000 pieces. A figure was sent flying, followed by a heart-wrenching scream. It was a man's voice. Qin Feng heaved a sigh of relief. Then, he saw Zhang Kuku was still in her punching posture. Her movements were stiff and clumsy. She did not even have the most basic horse stance. Yet, it was this silly girl who had no combat experience, who defeated a cultivator of the 4 changes Buddha aura with a single punch. Kuku, are you alright? Qin Feng leaped forward and pulled Zhang Kuku into his arms. Big brother Qin Feng, what's the cultivation realm of those guys? Why are they so weak? Don't tell me they're just ants in the immortal chi stage. If I knew they were weak, I wouldn't have made a move. What a shame for my heroine. Zhang Kuku grumbled. Qin Feng was speechless. He thought that if Nie heard Zhang Kuku's words, he would die from anger, even if he was not beaten to death. Nie was not dead. He was lying in a pothole. However, he was severely injured and kept vomiting blood. Heroine, please spare my life. I have eyes but failed to recognize Mount Tai. I'll kowtow and apologize to you, heroine. Nie no longer had the arrogance he had before. He kept kowtowing like a stray dog. If it was any other woman in Qin Feng's shoes, they might have spared Nie life. However, Zhang Kuku was a black-bellied girl. She did not care about anyone's life or death other than Qin Feng's. Stop calling me heroine. Call me great aunt. Zhang Kuku scolded. Nie was filled with regret. He thought he had picked up a beauty today, but this woman was more ferocious than a beast. Please spare my life, great aunt. I'll kowtow to you. What's the point of kowtowing to me? I'm your great aunt too. Zhang Kuku placed her hands on her hips and pouted. Nie forcefully suppressed his anger and said to Qin Feng, Great aunt, please spare my life. I'm willing to give my storage ring to you 2 seniors. Qin Feng was not interested in Nie storage ring. What good could a 4th transformation Buddha or a cultivator have? Qin Feng had only robbed the storage rings of true spirit realm cultivators. However, he did not plan to kill Nie now. After all, it was his first time in the Feng province. He needed a guide. Is this the Wu Mountain area? Qin Feng asked. He had seen the map of the Violet Cloud Valley. The terrain of this mountain range was very similar to the Wu Mountain area marked on the map. Nie immediately replied, Great aunt, this is the Wu Mountain area of the Feng province. May I know where you 2 are going? I can show you the way. But I only ask that you 2 seniors spare my life. Do you know where the strongest force in the Wu Mountain area is? Qin Feng asked. This trip was mainly to the Bailing Spirit Mountain. However, to reach the Bailing Spirit Mountain, they had to pass through the Jiangchuan area. Qin Feng planned to rope in more forces to strengthen the China Chamber of Commerce. However, he did not have time to rope in all the forces here. He planned to find the strongest force in every place he went. As long as these forces were willing to cooperate with the China Chamber of Commerce, it would naturally influence the forces below them to contact the China Chamber of Commerce. This question stumped Nie. The Jiangchuan area was not like the other areas in the Northern Sand region. Places like Luo City, Flower City, and Fire City were dominated by a city lord or a large sect. However, the Jiangchuan area was full of sects and cities. Every area was filled with experts, so it was difficult to determine who the strongest force was. However, Nie quickly came up with an idea. An imperceptible cold light flashed in his eyes. When he regained his composure, he said to Qin Feng respectfully, Great aunt, the witch sect is the strongest in the Wu Mountain area. Are you going to find the people from the witch sect? Lead the way to the witch sect, Qin Feng said concisely. All right. I happen to know where the witch sect is. I'll lead the 2 seniors there. The 3 of them walked together. Nie walked in front while Qin Feng and Zhang Kuku followed behind him. Along the way, Zhang Kuku looked around curiously. Qin Feng, on the other hand, had his eyes fixed on Nie Er. He had a hunch that there was something wrong with Nie Er. After walking for a long time, the gloomy aura around them became denser. Zhang Kuku could not help but shiver. She finally calmed down. Big brother Qin Feng, why do I feel like the surroundings are so gloomy? I'm so scared. Qin Feng rolled his eyes. He thought to himself, you're the one who defeated the Buddha aura 4 forms with a single punch. And you're scared? However, he still hugged her and patted her back. It's okay. I'm here. There's nothing to be afraid of. Zhang Kuku blushed. She bashfully hit Qin Feng's chest and almost killed him. Seniors, the witch sect is right in front of us. Nie Er, who was leading the way, suddenly stopped in his tracks. Qin Feng looked over and saw that there was indeed a city a few hundred meters away from him. However, for some unknown reason, the sky above the city was covered in dark clouds, giving off an evil feeling. Qin Feng tried to use his divine sense to scan the city, but he found that it was blocked. Zhang Kuku also sensed something was wrong. She hugged Qin Feng's arm tightly. It had been a long time since she last did something stupid. Continue to lead the way. Although Qin Feng had a bad feeling about this, he would not back down since he was already here. However, Nie Er pretended to be afraid. He did not dare to take another step forward no matter what. Grandaunt, the witch sect is a 5-star sect in this area. I don't dare to disturb them with my identity as a rogue cultivator. I know the 2 seniors must be from a powerful sect, so it's reasonable for you to pay them a visit. Zhang Kuku was displeased. She shouted, Big brother Qin Feng asked you to leave, so leave. I'll hammer you to death if you continue to talk nonsense. Nie Er instinctively shielded his chest. Zhang Kuku's punch had left a lingering fear in his heart. Suddenly he took out a talisman and laughed. Haha, how dare you step into the forbidden area of the witch sect? Just wait for your death. I'll take my leave first. As soon as he finished speaking, he tried to activate the talisman to escape. However, he suddenly lost all feeling in his body. Even his consciousness was fading away. Rumble. In a split second, Nie Er's body exploded into pieces. Qin Feng reached into the void, and the talisman fell into his hand. It's a grade 5 Earth Escape talisman. Kuku, it's yours. Chapter 1770. Qin Feng had been observing Nie Er's every move. As soon as Nie Er took out the talisman, Qin Feng killed him with a fire blade. Nie Er did not even have the chance to activate the Earth Escape talisman. The level 5 Earth Escape talisman was a great item. Once it was activated, it could teleport a cultivator thousands of miles away. This small talisman could be a life-saving treasure if the cultivator was being chased by a powerful cultivator of a higher realm. If Qin Feng had acted a little later, Nie Er might have really escaped. Qin Feng recalled the level 6 Blood Escape talisman that someone took out during the Holy King exchange on the Dragonrise Chamber of Commerce's airship. The effect of the talisman was similar to the level 5 Earth Escape talisman. However, the Earth Escape talisman did not have any side effects, while the Blood Escape talisman required the cultivator's blood essence to be activated. Qin Feng quickly collected his thoughts. He realized that now was not the time to be concerned about the Earth Escape talisman. Nie Er's behavior before his death was extremely abnormal. It was obvious that he had set them up. Brother Qin Feng, why do I feel like this place is so gloomy? Why don't we leave this place? Zhang Kuku had a bad feeling. Qin Feng had the same feeling. He sensed a very familiar aura, but he could not recall where it was at the moment. Just when the 2 of them were about to leave, a piercing wind came from the city that was covered in dark clouds hundreds of meters away. The dark clouds were flying toward them at high speed. Hee hee. It's been years since anyone dared to step into the forbidden area of the witchcraft sect. I didn't expect there to be someone who's not afraid of death. Senior brother Baishan, there are 2 ants. We can take one each. Hee. I want that girl. She's such a beautiful girl. She must be delicious. The strange laughter echoed in the sky, as if it was coming from all directions. However, other than the dark clouds that were moving rapidly in the sky, there was not a single person in sight. Zhang Kuku was terrified. After all, she was just a little girl. She felt like she was in the middle of a horror movie. What kind of monsters are you? Show yourselves if you dare. I'll smash your heads into pieces. Zhang Kuke panicked. She randomly threw a few punches, causing explosions in the air. The ferocious aura caused the strange laughter to stop for a moment. Huh, this girl is quite ferocious. Junior brother Wu Lei, why don't we swap places? Senior brother Bai Shan, you chose the girl before you. I won't change it now. Their voices sounded like metal scraping against each other, and it was extremely uncomfortable to listen to them. It was obvious that they did not take Qin Feng and Zhang Kuke seriously. They even had the mood to discuss who to eat. Zhang Kuke's face was filled with anger, but her palms were drenched in cold sweat. The yin qi in this area was thick and gloomy. Dark clouds covered the sun, and there were two people who were nowhere to be seen discussing about cannibalism. Qin Feng's expression also changed. He was not afraid, but he suddenly remembered what that familiar aura was. Wasn't it the aura of the verdant sect's heretic cultivators? But the aura here was much stronger than the verdant sect's heretic cultivators. If Qin Feng had not come to the witchcraft sect, he would have almost forgotten about the verdant sect of China. The verdant sect was one of the 3 sects of China, but it was annihilated by Qin Feng in one fell swoop. Not only that, he had refined one of the 5 kings of the verdant sect into the ghost head talisman, which was still with him. Whoosh! Just as he was deep in thought, a gust of cold wind suddenly assaulted him from behind. Qin Feng didn't even think, and leaped to the side, instantly landing in an empty space dozens of meters away. Kiki, come here quickly. Qin Feng had a bad feeling when he realized that the witchcraft sect might also be a heretic cultivation sect. Back in China, he had been tormented by heretic cultivation sects for a long time. Now that he was in the divine continent, how could the heretic cultivation sects be easy to deal with? Unfortunately, his warning came a little too late. Zhang Kuke leaped toward Qin Feng, but her body froze in midair. She was shrouded in a layer of black mist that seemed to have materialized into a rope and tied her up. Big brother Qin Feng, please save me. Kuke can't move. Zhang Kuke was so anxious that she broke out in cold sweat. She was not afraid when she entered Devil Beast Mountain on her own, but when she was faced with this ghostly creature that she could not see or touch, she was terrified. You're really a disciple of heretic cultivation sect. You evil creatures, go to hell. Perhaps it was because of the verdant sect. Qin Feng hated the heretic cultivation sect to the core. He roared and slammed his palm into the sky. 2 light purple fireballs soared into the sky, instantly dispersing the black mist around Zhang Kuke. Ayaya! This brat actually has a mystical flame. A strange voice filled with anger rang in the air. Another person yelled, it's useless even if he has a mystical flame. Anyone who dares to step into the witchcraft sect's forbidden land will die. Whoosh! As soon as the voice faded away, a gust of cold wind blew, bringing with it a thick layer of black mist. Zhang Kuke was stunned by the strange attack. She hid behind Qin Feng, not daring to move. However, Qin Feng was very calm. He was very familiar with the heretic cultivation sect's methods. Kiki, hold on to this sword and don't let it fall. Qin Feng waved his hand, and a long sword that shone with golden light and was shrouded in purple lightning flew out. This lightning soul sword was the combination of the pink soul severing sword and the gold thunder divine sword. It was a great saint gold grade spiritual weapon that could use the power of heavenly lightning to kill demons and ghosts. Qin Feng had used this special spiritual sword to kill the verdant sect master, ghost-faced evil lord. Now that he was on the divine continent, he wasn't sure if the spiritual sword would still be effective against the heretic cultivation sect master. Rumble! As soon as the lightning soul sword fell into Zhang Kuke's hand, Qin Feng took the initiative to attack. He was not afraid of the black mist that covered the sky at all. He flew toward the center of the black mist, leaving a golden trail under his feet. At the same time, he launched several palm strikes. The purplish hellfire soared into the sky like a fire dragon, dispersing the black mist wherever it went. Ayaya! This brat's mystical flame is really powerful. It seems to be of a high grade. Let's capture that little girl first. I'm not afraid that this brat will resist. Qin Feng knew that the heretic cultivation sect was afraid of the mystical flame. Two clouds of black mist suddenly flew toward Zhang Kuku, like two black dragons descending from the sky. A ghastly wail rang out from the black mist, causing Zhang Kuku to flee in all directions. Just as the black mist was about to engulf her, a bolt of purple lightning suddenly shot out from her palm, followed by a loud explosion. Rumble! The lightning bolt came too abruptly and suppressed the black mist. The black mist that was flying like a black dragon stopped in midair and let out a heart-wrenching scream. The scream was so creepy that it sounded like the wailing of ghosts. Qin Feng's expression changed again when he saw this scene. The witchcraft sect was made up of a group of ghost cultivators. Kiki, don't be afraid. Use the sword in your hand to attack. Qin Feng quickly regained his senses and reminded Zhang Kuku. He realized that the lightning soul sword was effective against the black mist formed by ghosts. Chapter 1771. The nemesis of ghost cultivators. Even without Qin Feng's reminder, Zhang Kuku had already realized the power of the lightning soul sword. The black mist seemed to be afraid of the spiritual sword. 1T/P. When Qin Feng learned that the witchcraft sect was probably a group of ghost cultivators, he immediately thought of two people. One of them was the ghastly king, one of the 5 kings of the verdant sect. This old man also cultivated the ghost Dao and became a ghost cultivator that was rarely seen in China. As for the other person, it was Shaoli. Qin Feng had met Shaoli for the first time in the ghost city of River. At that time, Shaoli was also under the control of the ghost face Yin King and was ordered to harm other cultivators. In the end, Shaoli found Qin Feng as her target and was taken in as a servant by Qin Feng. 1T/P. Qin Feng was somewhat worried when he thought of Shaoli. He wasn't sure if this girl had come to the divine continent. If she really came, he didn't know what kind of situation she would be in. Swish. Swish. 1T/P. Qin Feng regained his senses from his thoughts. It was obviously not the time to be sentimental. 1T/P. Zhang Kuku was swinging her sword at the side. She was afraid of these ghosts, but now, she was having a great time fighting them. She even chased after the escaping black mist without letting go. 1T/P. Qin Feng frowned when he saw the dozens of black mist coming from the witchcraft sect. He shouted at Zhang Kuku. Kuku, come back. 1T/P. Although Zhang Kuku was willful, she still listened to Qin Feng's words. She leaped and landed beside Qin Feng, pouting as if she hadn't had enough of the fight. 1T/P. The dozens of black mist landed on the ground, revealing more than 30 figures. All of them wore black robes and wore black hats to cover their faces. They emitted a cold and gloomy aura, as if they were a group of dead people. 1T/P. Big brother Qin Feng, who are these people? Zhang Kuku became nervous again. She felt that they were a group of evil spirits. 1T/P. Qin Feng said, they're a group of ghost cultivators. 1T/P. Ah, they're really ghosts. Then let's run. How can we fight with ghosts? Zhang Kuku tried to pull Qin Feng away, but she couldn't move him at all. Qin Feng also wanted to leave this place, but he knew it was too late. Kiki, don't be afraid. Ghost cultivators are different from your understanding of ghosts. These people are also a type of cultivator, but they use unorthodox methods to cultivate. Zhang Kuku failed to understand Qin Feng's explanation. So she asked, are these people dead or alive? Qin Feng's explanation was a long one. They are all alive, and they are all bad people. Zhang Kuku was no longer afraid after hearing Qin Feng's words. She had set herself up as a pretty maiden warrior who specialized in killing bad guys. Now that a large number of bad guys had appeared, how could she retreat? Humph! A bunch of mobs. I'll show you the power of a Cocoa Beauty warrior. Zhang Kuku's nerves returned to normal. She was scared to death at the start, but now, she raised her Thunder Soul sword and charged forward. Qin Feng wanted to stop Zhang Kuku, but by the time he realized the silly girl's action, Zhang Kuku had already reached the center of the crowd. Her crazy action even stunned the group of ghost cultivators. Swoosh! The sword chi pierced through the air, and the wind whistled. Before the few black-robed figures could figure out what was going on, Their bodies suddenly turned into black mist and dissipated in the wind. In just a few breaths, Zhang Kuku had killed 3 ghost cultivators. The rest of the ghost cultivators finally came to their senses. In an instant, more than 30 clouds of black mist soared into the sky like black dragons and condensed into a rolling dark cloud. Humph! Do you think you can stop the footsteps of the beautiful warrior girl with such unorthodox means? Die for me! Zhang Kuku's courage grew as she fought. She ignored the dark cloud that condensed in the sky. She tapped the ground with her feet and dashed into the cloud like an arrow. Swoosh! Just a few dozen meters away from the dark clouds, a gust of cold wind blew out from the dark clouds. This was no ordinary wind. It was even more violent than a hurricane. The worst part was that there seemed to be millions of ghosts wailing and howling in the cold wind. Just the sound alone was enough to make people lose their minds. Zhang Kuku was frozen in midair. She didn't even realize that the lightning soul sword had fallen from her hand. Her expression was blank, and her bright eyes had dimmed. She looked like a puppet whose soul had been sucked out of her. Kikik. There's clearly no aura fluctuation in this girl's body, but she's as powerful as a Buddha light intermediate stage cultivator. I'm very interested in her body, so don't fight with me for it. The voice that wanted to devour Zhang Kuku echoed in all directions, but he was nowhere to be seen. Instead, a thick black mist shot out from the dark clouds and wrapped around Zhang Kuku's body. You monster! If you dare to harm even a hair on Keek's head, I'll incinerate your soul origin. Qianfen had come into contact with ghost cultivators before, so he knew that these monsters cultivated their soul origin and possessed soul power. Ayaya! You little bastard! How dare you speak so arrogantly? If I don't refine you into a zombie soldier today, my name isn't Wu Baishan. The strange cry came again. It sounded like 2 pieces of iron rubbing against each other. Even Qianfen felt uncomfortable when he heard it. He even felt a sharp pain in his head. He quickly realized that it was not only a sound, but also a divine sense attack. In the ultimate god continent, only true spirit realm experts could use divine sense attacks. However, Qianfen knew that the ghost cultivator, named Wu Baishan, was definitely not in the true spirit realm. It was obvious that these ghost cultivators had a unique divine sense attack method. Rumble. Facing a group of ghost cultivators, Qianfen didn't dare to be careless. When he felt that his sea of consciousness was disturbed, he immediately sent a few palm strikes into the sky. This time, the color of the flame changed from light purple to light blue. Qianfen directly took out the 25th ranked Heavenly Fire Spirit Sunflower in the ultimate god continent. The moment the flame touched the black mist, it was burned to ashes. Wu Baishan's heart-wrenching scream resounded in the air. Ayaya! You bastard! I'm going to make you die a horrible death. Qianfen didn't care about that person's scream. A golden light appeared under his feet, and he instantly rushed to Zhang Kuku's side. The surrounding black mist was scared away by the Heavenly Fire Spirit Sunflower. Qianfen was sure that the black mist was not a simple aura. It was formed by the power of ghosts. These wandering souls were individually very weak. When Qin Feng was still in Huaxiesh Chuanzhong Ghost City, he saw Shaoli use a ghost attack, but it was useless against him. However, when thousands of wandering souls gathered together, their destructive power was incomparably strong. There were at least tens of thousands of wandering souls in the black mist that surrounded Zhang Kuku. These souls did not have any physical attacks, but they could interfere with one's mind. Qianfen suddenly understood the reason for the stinging pain in his divine sense sea. It was obviously because of these wandering souls. Kuku, wake up! Qianfen hugged Zhang Kuku, who was suspended in the air. She was already unconscious, which showed how powerful the wandering soul's divine sense attack was. Don't worry, master. Let Zhang Kuku rest for a while, and she'll wake up on her own. Little Pig's voice sounded. Qianfen heaved a sigh of relief. He took out some medicinal pills that could recover divine sense and condense mental power, and fed them to Zhang Kuku. This brat's flame is quite powerful. Everyone attack him together and suck him dry. Wu Baishan's strange cry sounded. It seemed like his position in the witchcraft sect was not low. Suddenly, more than 30 clouds of black mist flew out from the dark clouds in the sky. Each cloud was as thick as a human's waist, and they were like more than 30 black dragons whizzing toward them. Qin Fen hovered in the air on his golden flying sword while carrying Zhang Kuku on his back. He looked at the wandering souls flying toward him from all directions. He estimated that there were at least 1,000,000 of them. An ordinary cultivator would have been scared out of his wits when he was attacked by so many wandering souls. Even a true spirit realm expert would not have the chance to fight back, as his divine sense would be controlled by the wandering souls. However, Qin Fen was not afraid of these souls. Not only did he have the lightning soul sword that could kill souls, but he also had 2 heavenly unusual flames with him. These were the best treasures to restrain souls. Pitter-patter. When the dozens of black mist shrouded him, Qin Fen raised his hand and pointed the lightning soul sword at the sky. Thunder rumbled and purple lightning descended from the sky, exploding violently in the black mist. Instantly, the wails and howls of the ghosts resounded through the clouds. The sound was terrifying. After listening to it for a while, Qin Feng immediately sealed off his 6 senses and senses. He realized that this was one of the attacking methods of the wandering souls. The thunder roared for a long time. There were less than 10 balls of black fog left, but even these 10 balls of black fog had become much thinner. It was obvious that under the lightning soul sword, the group of souls was completely vulnerable. Wu Baishan's voice rang out again. He cursed in anger. These souls were the treasures he had collected for decades, and he used them to cultivate and kill people. He never expected that more than half of them would be destroyed by Qin Fen with just a few slashes. This meant that most of his life's harvest was gone. Junior brother Wu Lei, this brat's sword is a little strange. It seems to be a spiritual weapon that specializes in killing souls, Wu Baishan said. Wu Lei had also lost more than half of his wandering souls. His heart was bleeding like crazy. He glared at Qin Fen in the dark, wishing he could cut him into 1,000 pieces. Senior brother Baishan, let's join forces with our junior brothers and kill that brat with force, Wu Lei suggested. Wu Baishan immediately gave the order. However, he and Wu Lei weren't in a hurry to attack Qin Fen. After all, ghost cultivators relied on soul power to attack. If they fought with orthodox cultivators using force, they would most likely be at a disadvantage. At his order, the remaining 20 or so ghost cultivators immediately pounced on Qin Fen. A chilly wind howled around them, but they couldn't sense the presence of the wandering souls. Big brother Qin Fen, what happened to me? Zhang Kuku woke up at this moment. Her eyes were wide open, and she looked at Qin Fen with a silly expression. You fainted just now, but it's nothing serious. Qin Fen landed on the ground and shielded Zhang Kuku behind him. Zhang Kuku was enraged when she saw the 20 or so figures descending from the sky. These bastards dared to hurt me. If I don't teach them a lesson today, I won't be the Sailor Moon warrior. The corner of Qin Fen's mouth twitched. Just as he was about to turn around and persuade Zhang Kuku, a beautiful figure flashed past him. Not only was this girl's strength terrifying, but her speed was also astonishing. Every time she moved, Qin Fen could only sense her, but he couldn't stop her. Rumble! Before Qin Fen could figure out what was going on, a loud explosion resounded in the sky. It came from a cloud of black mist. The black mist exploded and dissipated in an instant. Chapter 1772. Zhang Kuku had killed a ghost cultivator. But this was only the beginning. Zhang Kuku dashed across the sky at lightning speed, tearing the air in her wake and dispersing a black mist. Bang bang bang. In just a few breaths' time, a dozen or so black shadows had been eliminated, and the remaining ghost cultivators had already retreated in fear. However, Zhang Kuku didn't back down and chased after them with her little fists. Aha! Where did you two come from? Why are you looking for trouble with my witch sect? Qin Feng's strength made the ghost cultivators apprehensive, but Zhang Kuku's strength was also not to be underestimated. The ghost cultivators didn't even have the courage to attack. Wu Baishan, on the other hand, let out a strange cry as he flew over and collided with Zhang Kuku in midair. Rumble! When the fist and palm collided, an earth-shattering explosion rang out. Wu Baishan let out a long and sharp cry, and a black mist spread out from his black robe. Zhang Kuku was sent flying back, and Qin Feng caught her in his arms to stabilize her body. Big brother Qin Feng, let go of me. I want to teach that old man a lesson. Ever since Zhang Kuku came out with Qin Feng, she had always killed a bad guy with a single punch. She had used 80% of her strength in that punch, but it was only a draw. Wu Baishan crashed into the ground, creating a huge crater. He ignored his injuries and flew to his junior brother Wu Lei's side. The shock in his old eyes couldn't be erased. He didn't expect Zhang Kuku to be so powerful. Senior brother Baishan, are you alright? What's wrong with that girl? Wu Lei was at a loss. Wu Baishan still couldn't figure it out. He wanted to test Zhang Kuku's strength, but after exchanging blows, he found that he couldn't see through her. She must have changed her bloodline. Maybe she's a devil cultivator, Wu Baishan guessed. Wu Lei shook his head and said, I don't think so. If she's a devil cultivator, she'll definitely exude devil chi when she attacks. However, that girl doesn't exude any devil chi. It's as if she's fighting with brute force. Wu Lei couldn't believe his own words. Wu Baishan's mouth twitched. It was simply a fantasy to say that a person could rely on brute force to unleash the might of a Buddha light intermediate stage cultivator. Moreover, the divine supreme mainland was not like China. Most of the people here cultivated Tao and focused on cultivating their aura. Only ordinary people with poor talents would cultivate brute force, which was the so-called external cultivation technique in China. If he really cultivated brute force, to be able to reach such a realm is truly unimaginable, Wu Baishan muttered to himself. Wu Lei, on the other hand, had already regained his senses. Now was not the time to be concerned about what kind of cultivation technique these two people were cultivating. How dare these two people trespass into the gate of witchcraft's forbidden area? He had to find a way to kill them. However, in the next second, a bitter expression appeared on Wu Lei's face. After the previous battle, he felt that these two people's lives were even tougher than those of the ghost cultivators. Smelly old man, are you afraid? If you have the ability, come and fight with me again. While Qin Feng was distracted for a brief moment, Zhang Kuku had already leaped forward. Wu Baishan gnashed his teeth in anger. As one of the little elders of the Gate of Witchcraft, his enemies would usually flee the moment they saw him. But today, he was being chased and beaten by a little girl. The worst thing was, after that head-on collision, Wu Baishan actually felt a trace of fear rise in his heart. Seeing that Zhang Kuku's fist was about to land on him, Wu Baishan did not dare to face it head-on. Just as he was about to step back, he saw a black shadow darting toward him. It was a ghost cultivator disciple, who had taken the initiative to attack Zhang Kuku. Since you don't know how powerful Miss Kuku is, I'll fulfill your wish. Zhang Kuku's fist suddenly changed direction, and she swung it at the ghost cultivator. The violent fist wind instantly blew away the ghost cultivator's black hat, revealing a pale but delicate face. Kiki, stop! Qin Feng suddenly yelled. Zhang Kuku's expression changed instantly. She immediately changed the direction of her fist. The fierce fist wind brushed past the ghost cultivator disciple and blasted a huge pit on the ground. Even though Zhang Kuku had changed the direction of her attack in time, the aftershock of the fist wind still sent the ghost cultivator disciple flying. Before the ghost cultivator could land on the ground, Qin Feng had already arrived before him and pulled him into his arms. Shaoli, Qin Feng felt like he had been in a different world when he looked at the girl's face that was just inches away from him. It was as if time had turned back, and he had returned to the time when he was with Shaoli in Hero City. Master, now is not the time to talk. A soft voice entered Qin Feng's ears. When he heard the way she addressed him, he was certain that she was Shaoli. Qin Feng immediately guessed Shaoli's current situation. With her cultivation base, it must have been very difficult for her to enter the divine continent. Moreover, Shaoli was a ghost cultivator. Ordinary sects would not tolerate her presence. Qin Feng had no idea how she found the witchcraft gate, or was she discovered by the witchcraft gate and brought back to the divine continent. Thousands of thoughts flashed through Qin Feng's mind in an instant. He did not even notice Zhang Kuku had landed beside him. Are you Shaoli? Zhang Kuku recognized Xiao, when she changed the direction of her fist wind. However, Xiaoli did not answer her. Instead, she swung her palm at Zhang Cuckoo and said, "How dare you intrude into the witchcraft gate's forbidden land? Xiaoli swears that I will kill all of you to show my sex dignity." Boom! The palm wind missed. Qin Feng had already landed on the side with Zhang Cuckoo in his arms. Zhang Cuckoo was still confused about the situation. She wanted to curse, but Qin Feng secretly pulled her back. "Woman, you really don't know what's good for you. It's your fortune that I like you. Otherwise, you would have been dead by now." Qin Feng reprimanded Xiaoli before he looked at Wu Baishan and yelled, "Old fart, my partner and I came to this place by accident. We didn't know this was the witchcraft gate's forbidden land. I'm going to leave with that woman, and end the grudge between us." Qin Feng could see fear in Wu Baishan's heart, so he decided to leave with Xiaoli. Although Qin Feng knew that Xiaoli did not have a good life in the witchcraft gate, and was often bullied, he was still not strong enough to destroy this 5-star ghost cultivator sect. Wu Baishan's strength was on par with Zhang Cuckoo, and Qin Feng had learned from the other disciples that Wu Baishan was just a small elder of the witchcraft gate. "What nonsense are you talking about? Those who dare to trespass into the witchcraft gate's forbidden land will die. And you want to leave with a disciple? You're looking down on the witchcraft gate." Wu Baishan was so angry that he almost vomited blood. This was the first time he met a cultivator who dared to negotiate with the witchcraft gate. Qin Feng had made up his mind. He said that he did not want to use force to settle this matter. But since the other party did not agree, Qin Feng was not afraid of them. "Cuckoo, take Xiaoli and leave first. I'll cover you." Qin Feng waved his hand, and the lightning soul sword leaped with lightning. Xiaoli whispered behind him, "Master, take Cuckoo and leave this place." "Xiaoli can't leave. I can die without regrets if I can see Master again." Chapter 1773. Qin Feng was taken aback. He realized that Xiaoli must have been threatened. Mobile phones were the most user-friendly and ad-free website. Zhang Cuckoo also knew that she had misunderstood Xiaoli. She was still angry at Xiaoli for attacking her, but now she finally understood. When Qin Feng took out the Thunder Soul sword, the witchcraft sect's disciples instinctively retreated in fear. They had seen the power of this spiritual sword, and no one wanted to experience it again. Qin Feng originally wanted to take Xiaoli away by force, but he changed his mind and shouted at Wu Baishan, "Old fart, what do I have to do to make you give this female disciple to me?" Wu Baishan gritted his teeth in anger. Since when was he called an old fart? At the same time he was puzzled. Everyone in the Jiangchuan area knew that the witchcraft sect was a ghost cultivator sect. Their disciples were all ghost cultivators who killed without batting an eye. This was the first time Wu Baishan saw an orthodox cultivator fancy a ghost cultivator female disciple. "How can you take away my sect's disciple just because you want to? How would our gate of witchcraft still have any face left? However, it seems like you really like disciple Xiaoli. In that case, you can go to the gate of witchcraft to propose marriage. If the grand elder or sect leader agrees to this, you can take disciple Xiaoli away." "Master, don't listen to him." Xiaoli immediately tried to dissuade Qin Feng, but Qin Feng said, "Fine, then call your grand elder out." This time, even Wu Lei was infuriated by Qin Feng. He yelled at him, "You don't know the immensity of heaven and earth. Our sect's grand elder has a noble status. If you want to see them, you should be the one to visit them. How can the grand elder come out to see you?" Qin Feng said seriously, "If you want to see them, ask them to come out. If they don't want to come out, I'll take your female disciple away." "Aha! I think you're here to cause trouble. Be careful. The witchcraft sect will find out about your background and annihilate your entire sect." Wu Baishan and Wu Lei were about to die from anger, but they didn't do anything. Qin Feng saw something fishy. He knew that the two and the disciples were afraid of him, so it was understandable that they didn't dare to make a move. However, he didn't see any powerful figures from the witchcraft sect coming out to help. Could it be that there was no one else? "Master, the great elder and the sect master have gone out." Xiaoli seemed to be able to guess Qin Feng's thoughts, and his voice suddenly floated into his ears. Qin Fen really wanted to ask Xiaoli why she didn't want to leave with him, but he was afraid that if he said too much, Wu Baishan and the others would notice something. All right, since your great elder isn't willing to come out, then I'll personally pay a visit. Who asked me to take a fancy to your sex female disciple? Qin Fen's sudden change of tone left Wu Baishan and the others at a loss. They could see that Qin Fen was a stubborn person, so why did he suddenly give in? Brat, that's the right thing to do. Since you really like disciple Xiaoli, I believe that if you properly express your intentions to the great elder and the sect master, they will definitely help the two of you. The haze on Wu Baishan's face disappeared, replaced by a smile that was uglier than a crying face. He didn't suspect that Qin Fen and Xiaoli had known each other for a long time. After all, one was an orthodox cultivator, and the other was a ghost cultivator. There was no way they could be related. The group of ghost cultivators had already dispersed, leaving Wu Baishan and Wu Lei to lead the way. Rather than leading the way, it was more accurate to say that they were keeping an eye on Qin Fen and Zhang Kuku. After all, they had killed so many Gate of Witchcraft's disciples, so they couldn't let them escape. When they finally arrived, Qin Fen realized that the castle that seemed to be only a few hundred meters away was actually a few hundred miles away. The closer they got to the castle, the denser the yin qi in the surroundings. The yin qi was extremely helpful to ghost cultivators, just like how spiritual energy was helpful to orthodox cultivators. Zhang Kuku's body began to tremble uncontrollably. The fear of the unknown was unbearable to her. Xiaoli followed behind them. When he saw Qin Fen breaking into the Gate of Witchcraft's forbidden area for him, a long-lost warmth surged in his heart. Big brother Qin Fen, I have a feeling that something is wrong here. Let's just bring Xiaoli away. Zhang Kuku's footsteps slowed down. As she looked at the Gate of Witchcraft's base that was getting closer and closer, the feeling of uneasiness in her heart grew stronger. Xiaoli also advised, Master, hurry up and bring Kuku away. Although the sect master and the great elder have gone out, there are still many disciples and young elders in the Gate of Witchcraft. The three of them walked slower and slower, and the distance between them and Wu Baishan suddenly stopped and looked at them. Hey, do you still want to bring disciple Xiaoli away? Hurry up and catch up. Even when Qin Fen arrived at the foot of the Gate of Witchcraft City, a strong sense of uneasiness rose in his heart. However, since he was already here, he would not retreat so easily. Otherwise, Xiaoli would have to stay in this gloomy place forever. This was unacceptable to Qin Fen. With a flip of his hand, the lightning soul sword appeared in his hand. Wu Baishan and Xiaoli, who were about to fly over, stopped abruptly and stared at the sword with fear. What do you mean by this? Since you're here to propose marriage, why don't you put away your weapon? Wu Baishan yelled coldly. Qin Fen pretended not to hear him. With the lightning soul sword in his hand, he felt a little more at ease and quickened his pace. The yin qi in your sect is too heavy. I need this sword to protect myself. Hurry up and lead the way. Qin Fen said in a lukewarm tone. Wu Baishan and Wu Lei rolled their eyes. They felt like they were being ordered around like little brothers. This kind of thing had never happened before. Even the great elders of orthodox five-star sects and families had to treat them with respect. However, now was not the time to fall out with them. The two of them could only swallow their resentment and continue leading the way. Qin Fen and Zhang Kuku had already stepped into the Gate of Witchcraft space. The whole city was shrouded in a thick black fog. Strange cries came from the black fog, and some illusory white shadows floated around. However, these wandering souls were afraid of the lightning soul sword in Qin Fen's hand. They only dared to wander around from afar, and did not come close. When they entered the city, a cold glint flashed across Wu Baishan and Wu Lei's eyes. Their hearts were full of anger, and they thought it wouldn't be long before they could get their revenge. There were many ghost cultivators in the Gate of Witchcraft. When they saw two living outsiders entering the Gate of Witchcraft, they were shocked. However, when they saw the two little elders, Wu Baishan and Wu Lei, leading the way, no disciple dared to interfere. The two of you wait in the room. I'll bring Xiaoli to the great elder and explain your situation. When they finally arrived at a guest room, Wu Baishan signaled Xiaoli with his eyes. Qin Fen secretly patted the back of Xiao Li's hand. Xiao Li immediately understood, and left with Wu Baishan and Wu Lei. Big brother Qin Fen, what are you thinking? Why did you have to come to this place? Wouldn't it have been better if you had taken Xiao Li away? Zhang Kuku asked with a heart full of doubts as soon as Wu Baishan and the other two left. Qin Fen was not in a hurry to answer. He quickly threw out a few formation flags, and a simple soundproof formation was immediately formed in the room. Xiao Li must have something that she can't talk about. She can't leave the gate of witchcraft for the time being. That's why I came back with her to find out what's going on, Qin Fen said after he was done setting up the formation. Zhang Kuku came to a sudden realization, but she became worried again. But we can't take Xiao Li away even if we're here. This sect is really strange. Even I can't deal with the little elder in front of us. I'm sure they've gone to call for help. Why don't we leave first and get the experts from the China Chamber of Commerce here? We'll flatten this place. Zhang Kuku was not stupid. She would think carefully when she was in trouble. However, Qin Fen knew that even if he got the experts from the China Chamber of Commerce here, they would not be a match for the Gate of Witchcraft unless his master, Long Qianjun, appeared. However, his master had just entered the Nihility God realm and had gone into closed-door cultivation to stabilize his realm. We should be safe for the time being. Xiao Li said that the great elder and sect leader of the witchcraft sect have left. Otherwise, they would have come out earlier. Protect me while I set up some formations just in case. Qin Fen sat cross-legged and quickly formed a formation seal. Although Zhang Kuku was still a little worried, she did not disturb Qin Fen. At the same time, in another room, Wu Baishan and Wu Lei were instilling thoughts into Xiao Li. Disciple Xiao Li, you must remember that you're a ghost cultivator. You're born to be enemies with orthodox cultivators. Don't fall in love with that guy. That guy has killed many of our witchcraft sect's disciples. He's already a great enemy of the witchcraft sect. Now that the great elder and sect leader have left, you must cooperate with me and Elder Baishan to deal with that adulterous couple. When Xiao Li heard the two elders badmouthing Qin Fen and Zhang Kuku, she could not wait to beat them up. She knew the reason why Qin Fen risked his life to barge into the witchcraft sect was to bring her out. She could not ruin Qin Fen's plan. Don't worry, elders. Xiao Li will remember that I'm a disciple of the witchcraft sect. If there's anything you need, just tell me and I'll do it, Xiao Li immediately said. Wu Baishan and Wu Lei looked at each other and nodded. Then Wu Baishan said, this is the witchcraft sect's rare poison soul-devouring powder. Go find that adulterous couple and express your love for the man. Find an opportunity to poison them. As soon as the adulterous couple is poisoned, immediately send a signal to the sect. Elder Wu Lei, and I will immediately rush over to support them. Xiao Li accepted the poison. She was furious, but she immediately nodded and said, don't worry, elders. Xiao Li will definitely get this done. In just the time it took for an incense stick to burn, Qin Fen set up a simple level 4 trap array. Although he could not see through Wu Lei and Wu Baishan's realms, he could roughly guess that they were comparable to orthodox Buddha light realm mid-stage cultivators. A level 4 trap array was enough to trap them for a period of time. Against enemies of this realm, Qin Fen would only need a moment to kill them. After setting up the trap array, Qin Fen planned to set up a killing array just in case. However, he saw Xiao Li walking in. Xiao Li, what's wrong with you? Zhang Kuku went up to her. Xiao Li did not say anything. She immediately closed the door and gave Qin Fen a meaningful look. Qin Fen had stayed with Xiao Li for a long time. They lived together and had a tacit understanding between them. Even though Xiao Li did not say anything, Qin Fen already understood what she meant. Don't worry. I've set up a soundproof array in the house. Just tell me what you need. Xiao Li finally heaved a sigh of relief. At the same time, her heart was filled with warmth. She knew that although she had been separated from her master for a long time, the tacit understanding between them was still there. Chapter 1774. Mobile phones were the most efficient and ad-free website. Master, after I came here, I found out that this was a brand new realm. The lowest realm for cultivators was the Immortal Qi stage. I was only a stage 6 ghost cultivator back then, not even an ant. Once, I went into the forest to cultivate, and was discovered by the witchcraft sect's elders. They brought me back to the witchcraft sect when they found out that I was a ghost cultivator. I'm not happy here at all. Those elders forced me to go out and kill people to find ghosts. I've tried to run away, but I found that I've already been marked. No matter where I go, they'll find me. Xiao Li's tears trickled down her cheeks. Qin Fen felt complicated as he looked at her. He hugged her gently. You don't want to leave with us because of the mark on your body. Qin Fen had figured out some things. Xiao Li sobbed, sob. No matter where I go, I will be found by the elders of the witchcraft sect. I will harm Master and Cuckoo. Zhang Cuckoo understood Xiao Li's thoughts and hugged her. She patted her back and comforted her. Xiao Li, don't cry. Big brother Qin Fen will definitely find a way to bring you away. We will bring you to the spirit immortal kingdom. Bei Bei Ruaro. And the others are there. Xiao Li realized that many people had come to the divine continent. She suddenly felt less lonely. When she was teleported here alone, she felt that she was the only outsider in the entire northern sand continent. The despair and loneliness she felt were indescribable. Master, it's not just about the mark. There is another reason why I don't want to leave. The soul-suppressing orb that you gave me was taken away by the sect leader. I have always wanted to get it back, Xiao Li continued. Although Xiao Li didn't say it clearly, Qin Feng understood her thoughts very well. The soul-suppressing orb was very precious, but more importantly, the soul-suppressing orb was a gift from Qin Feng. Perhaps in Xiao Li's eyes, that orb was more important than her life. Zhang Cuckoo was not aware of this. She was speechless. Look at the situation now. It's more important for us to escape. It's fine if we lose the orb. It's more important than keeping our lives. Xiao Li immediately retorted. No, even if I lose my life, I must get the orb back. It's the only thing that Master gave me. Xiao Li's pale face turned bashful as soon as she finished speaking. She realized that she had spilled the beans. Qin Feng thought to himself that it was indeed so. He had long since seen through Xiao Li's feelings for him, but he had pretended not to know. Ah, Xiao Li, don't tell me you've fallen in love with big brother Qin Feng? Xiao Li's face turned even redder. She glanced at Zhang Cuckoo nervously, fearing that she would get angry. No. Qin Feng is my master, and I'm just a servant. How could I have such thoughts? Zhang Cuckoo was not jealous. Instead, she pulled Xiao Li's arm and said, What era are we living in? Who said that a servant can't fall in love with his master? You probably don't know this, but in Huaxia, men like a master-servant relationship. In the face of true love, age, gender, and species are not a problem. Xiao Li's eyes widened in shock as he asked cautiously, Kiki, are you really not angry? Zhang Cuckoo was left speechless. Why should I be angry? If you like big brother Qin Feng, just say it. I have plenty of sisters anyway, so I'm not afraid of adding you. In that instant, Xiao Li really had the urge to confess to Qin Feng. However, in the end she calmed down. Now is not the time for that. Xiao Li, what mark did they leave on you? Qin Feng had already brought the topic back to business. A trace of disappointment flashed across Xiao Li's eyes, but she quickly recovered. Master, I don't know what mark it is, but I can feel that something is following me. Zhang Cuckoo was startled. Something is following me? But I didn't see anything. Could it be a ghost? Qin Feng immediately took out the lightning soul sword and slashed it at Xiao Li's back. However, there was no response. I don't think it's a ghost. Moreover, a ghost's power is extremely weak. It's impossible for it to stay behind Xiao Li, Qin Feng muttered. Big brother Qin Feng, what could it be? If we don't get rid of the mark on Xiao Li, will we be able to leave this place? Zhang Cuckoo was instantly worried. She had a bad feeling about the gate of witchcraft. She couldn't wait to leave this place. Qin Feng couldn't figure out what kind of mark the gate of witchcraft had used. Moreover, he was not an expert in such things. However, he still sat behind Xiao Li and slowly raised his palms. 2 balls of blue flames were ignited on his palms. Ah! Master, what's that? Xiao Li screamed. She was very afraid of the heavenly fire spirit sunflower. Qin Feng shouted solemnly, Don't move. I've found your mark. Under the burning of the spirit sunflower, a faint light mark hovered half a meter behind Xiaoli. The light mark was invisible under normal circumstances. However, it was visible under the burning of the heavenly fire. Xiaoli's screams became more intense. Her body writhed in discomfort. After all, she was still a ghost cultivator. She had an innate resistance to spiritual items like the heavenly fire. Qin Feng didn't dare to delay. He used the heavenly fire to try to burn the mark. Fortunately, the effect was relatively obvious. In less than 30 minutes, the mark completely disappeared. Whoosh! Qin Feng withdrew his hand, and the heavenly fire instantly disappeared. Xiaoli fell into Qin Feng's arms. Her clothes were drenched in sweat. She looked at him with her big watery eyes. "Master, did you get rid of the mark?" Xiaoli's voice was weak. Qin Feng helped her straighten her messy hair. "It's gone. I can take you away now." Xiaoli supported her body and said, "Master, leave with Kiki first. I have to get the soul-suppressing orb back." Xiaoli was usually very obedient. However, she was extremely insistent on the matter of the soul-suppressing orb. Qin Feng knew that if he didn't satisfy her wish, she would find the witchcraft sect by herself, even if he took her away by force. "Where is the soul-suppressing orb?" Qin Feng asked. "In the soul-nurturing palace." The sect master used the soul-suppressing orb to suppress the spirits in the soul-nurturing palace, Xiaoli said. Qin Feng suddenly thought of something and asked, "Xiaoli, where did the Grand Elder and sect master go? I heard they went out to catch a level 7 demon beast." "Master, why did you and Kiki come to the witchcraft sect?" "Fortunately, the Grand Elder and sect master aren't here. Otherwise, you guys would be in trouble." Xiaoli felt a lingering fear when she thought of this. Qin Feng also began to feel lucky. He still remembered that when he took the Soaring Dragon Merchant Guild's airship to the Fallen God Sea, he encountered a level 7 one-horned sea beast. This level of beast was comparable to the early stage of the true spirit realm. However, due to its shocking defense, it even had the strength of the middle stage of the true spirit realm. However, the witchcraft sect took the initiative to catch this kind of demon beast. It showed that the Grand Elder and sect master were extremely powerful. After realizing how powerful the witchcraft sect was, Qin Feng felt uneasy. He didn't want to stay here for another second. He couldn't wait to leave with Zhang Kuku and Xiaoli. Chapter 1775. Xiaoli, take me to the soul-nurturing palace now. We'll leave once we get the soul-suppressing orb. Qin Feng didn't want to stay any longer. Xiaoli suddenly remembered something and said nervously, "Master, the two elders, Wu Baishan and Wu Lei, want to harm you. They asked me to poison you, and Kuku with the soul-devouring powder." Qin Feng stopped abruptly when he reached the door. Currently, Wu Baishan and Wu Lei were still unaware of his relationship with Xiaoli. If he were to go out rashly, it would obviously arouse the suspicions of those two old men. Even if the gate of witchcraft's Grand Elder and sect leader had gone out, there were still many disciples and young elders guarding the gate. "Xiaoli, what's the strength of the junior elders? What's Wu Baishan and Wu Lei's position among them?" Qin Feng wanted to know more about the witch gate. Xiaoli said, "Wu Baishan has a higher position among the junior elders. He has already stepped into the Ghost Immortal Stage 5. Wu Lei is slightly weaker at Ghost Immortal Stage 3. Qin Feng and Zhang Kuku were confused. They clearly didn't know about the division of ghost cultivators. But Xiaoli already explained in detail, without Qin Feng asking. "Master, ghost cultivators are different from orthodox cultivators. They have a unique division of realms. From minor ghost stage, great ghost stage, ghost king, ghost immortal and ghost lord. There should be higher realms after that. But the only one I know is ghost lord. On the divine continent, minor ghost stage is comparable to orthodox true chi stage cultivators. Great ghost stage is comparable to immortal chi stage cultivators. Ghost king is equivalent to saint king stage cultivators. Ghost immortal is equivalent to Buddha light stage cultivators. And ghost lord is equivalent to true spirit stage cultivators. But because ghost cultivators have more tricks up their sleeves, ghost cultivators are much more powerful than orthodox cultivators at the same realm." With that said, Qin Feng immediately understood. He remembered that Shaoli had mentioned that Wu Baishan was a ghost immortal stage 5, which corresponded to a Buddha Aura 5 transformations cultivator. Moreover, a ghost immortal was even more powerful. That Wu Baishan was at least comparable to a Buddha Aura 6 or 7 transformations cultivator. Qin Feng was confident he could kill Wu Baishan, but it would take some effort. However, there were still many junior elders and disciples in the Witch Gate. After learning about the difference between the Gate of Witchcraft and Ghost Cultivation realms, Qin Feng also learned that Shaoli was now at Great Ghost Stage 9, which was equivalent to Stage 9 Immortal Qi stage. This made him dismiss the idea of attacking the Gate of Witchcraft by force. If Cuckoo and I were poisoned by the soul-devouring powder, what would you do? Qin Feng asked. I want to send a signal to Elder Wu Baishan and Elder Wu Lei, Shaoli answered honestly. Where is the soul-nurturing palace? It's not far from here, but there are many disciples guarding that place. It will be very difficult to barge in. After Qin Feng understood the situation, he pondered for a while and suddenly said, Good. Go and send the signal now. Then go to the soul-nurturing palace and keep watch. If the disciples guarding there leave, immediately send me a message. Qin Feng planned to ask Shaoli to use the Heroes Alliance's communication function to call him. Actually, the Heroes Alliance's communication function had been restored some time ago, but he didn't know why Shaoli hadn't contacted him. Soon Qin Feng understood. Shaoli said, Master, can we use the communication function of the Hero Alliance now? I've tried to contact you several times before, but there was no response. Master, the Gate of Witchcraft is a place for ghost cultivators. The magnetic field here is completely different from the outside world. It must have interfered with the communication function. Little Pig guessed the reason. Qin Feng tried to use the Heroes Alliance to call Zhang Cuckoo and Shaoli, but he couldn't sense them even though they were beside him. Then used the flying sword to send the signal. Qin Feng gave the Starry Sky flying sword to Shaoli. This flying sword was forged by him, so he could sense the flying sword within a radius of 100 miles. Master, I can't do this. If I send the sex signal to Wu Baishan and the others, you and Cuckoo will be in trouble. You should leave now. Shaoli looked anxious. Qin Feng said in a commanding tone, Follow my plan. Do you still think I'm your master? Shaoli's eyes turned red. He gritted his teeth and left the room. Zhang Cuckoo was a little worried. Big brother Qin Feng, what's your plan? Qin Feng didn't have time to explain. He sat cross-legged and started to refine the array again. Zhang Cuckoo became more anxious, but she stayed at the door and didn't disturb Qin Feng. Big brother Qin Feng, bad news. Someone's coming. After the time it took for an incense stick to burn, Qin Feng opened his eyes. He knew Shaoli had deliberately stalled for time. Otherwise, these people would have arrived in less than the time it took for an incense stick to burn. A strange aura surged in the room. Qin Feng had already set up 2 grade 4 confinement formations and 2 grade 4 killing formations. He wanted to set up a simple teleportation formation just in case, but he didn't have enough time. Rumble. A loud noise came from the door as soon as Zhang Cuckoo finished speaking. Several gusts of chilly wind blew into the room. In the blink of an eye, a dozen black figures landed in the room and surrounded Qin Feng and Zhang Cuckoo. TSK, TSK, TSK. You reckless little grandson. Today is the day you die. Wu Baishan's voice came from the opposite side of the door. Qin Feng pretended to be confused and asked, Elder Wu, what do you mean by this? Didn't you promise to bring me back to the great elder to propose marriage? Shaoli came just now and expressed his feelings to me. I'm going to take him away now. Qin Feng was a man who had won the Golden Deer Oscar on Earth. His acting skills were unfathomable. Wu Baishan did not doubt Qin Feng's words. He laughed strangely and said, Tisk TSK TSK. You aunt, you're still daydreaming. Do you know how noble the status of a witchcraft sex disciple is? It's not something you orthodox cultivators can match. Now that you and that woman have been poisoned by the soul-devouring powder, speak your last words. Qin Feng's expression changed instantly. He roared angrily. You witchcraft sex disciples are so vicious. I treated her with sincerity, but that woman drugged me. What's a mere soul-devouring powder? I'm going to annihilate your witchcraft sect today. As soon as he finished speaking, Qin Feng was about to swing the true lightning sword. However, as soon as he took a deep breath, he spat out a mouthful of blood. The witchcraft sect's disciples were overjoyed when they saw this. It seemed like the soul-devouring powder had taken effect. Cultivators who were poisoned would vomit blood and die as long as they tried to circulate their qi. This adulterous couple is deeply poisoned. Let's attack them together. Wu Baishan had been waiting for this moment for a long time. He took the lead and rushed forward as soon as he gave the order. Wu Lei and the rest of the disciples followed suit. In an instant, more than 20 black shadows attacked them from all directions, causing Zhang Kuku to feel anxious. Swoosh! Qin Feng suddenly threw out a few array flags. As soon as the array flags landed on the ground, two strange energy fluctuations rose. Wu Baishan and Wu Lei's expressions changed drastically. They seemed to realize something, but it was too late when they realized what was happening. A heaven-connecting barrier appeared around them, trapping them inside. The two of them were not the only ones trapped. More than half of the disciples were also trapped. As for the 6 or 7 ghost cultivators who had rushed to Qin Feng and Zhang Kuku's side, they were burned to ashes by the spirit sunflower flame before their attacks could land. What's going on? Why can't we get out? Elders, it seems like we've fallen into a trap. That adulterous couple isn't poisoned at all. Shaoli is a traitor. 15 ghost cultivators were trapped in 2 trapping arrays. The crowd was in an uproar as they finally realized that they had been tricked by Qin Feng. They tried to break the array, but were bounced back by the trapping array. It's a level 4 trapping array? Is that kid an array master? Wu Baishan was shocked. Wu Lei shouted, Senior Brother Baishan, now is not the time to worry about other things. Let's think of a way to break the array. The ghost cultivators were extremely depressed. They had tricked Qin Feng and Zhang Kuku into coming to the sect so that they could kill them. Who would have thought that they would be tricked into coming here? It was Zhang Kuku's first time witnessing the power of a trapping array. Those ghost cultivators were trapped in 2 small spaces. Big Brother Qin Feng, can I beat them? Zhang Kuku asked foolishly. Of course you can. I'll leave the ghost cultivators in the room to you. I'm going to stop the enemies outside. Qin Feng threw the lightning soul sword to the ground and leaped out of the room. Wu Baishan and the others trembled inexplicably when they saw Zhang Kuku walking toward them with a smirk on her face. In the past, people were the ones who trembled in fear when they saw them. Who would have thought that they would experience the feeling of being frightened today? Little girl, don't act recklessly. Let's talk this over. Wu Lei hastily tried to persuade Zhang Kuku. Zhang Kuku was still young, and he might be able to scare her. Rumble. But as soon as he finished speaking, a loud explosion came from his body. Zhang Kuku had killed him with a swing of her sword. The ghost cultivators were dumbfounded. That little elder Wu Lei was a 3rd-layer ghost immortal. They never thought that he would be killed so easily. There was no way they could fight back against Zhang Kuku. Even Wu Baishan was afraid. A feeling of death rose in his heart. He had exchanged blows with Zhang Kuku earlier, and he knew how powerful this little girl was. Now that they were trapped in the trapping array, they might really be killed by this silly little girl with boundless strength. Please spare us, heroine. The group of ghost cultivators begged for mercy. Unfortunately, they had misjudged Zhang Kuku. She was not an ordinary girl. She had no qualms killing bad guys. Rumble. As the lightning soul sword fell again and again, several purple lightning bolts rose in the room. Although the lightning bolts were not as ferocious as Qin Feng's lightning tribulation, they were still as thick as a pinky finger. They landed on the group of ghost cultivators with loud explosions. Aha! You vicious little girl. If you don't stop, the witch gate will tear you into 1,000 pieces. Wu Baishan's eyes turned bloodshot when he saw his disciples falling beside him. He started to attack the trapping array madly. Tiny cracks started to appear on the grade 4 trapping array. How dare you threaten Miss Kuku, you old fart. I'll crush you with one punch. Zhang Kuku was enraged. She threw the lightning soul sword aside, leaped forward, and punched the trapping array. A loud explosion sounded, and the heaven-connecting barrier shook violently. Wu Baishan was overjoyed when he saw this. He thought to himself, this woman is indeed powerful, but there's something wrong with her brain. Hee. You idiot, I'm going to suck your blood dry. Wu Baishan laughed strangely. He borrowed the power of Zhang Kuka's punch and struck out with his palm. The explosion was like a landslide, and a huge hole was blasted open in the grade 4 trapping array. Chapter 1776. Chapter 1776. Chapter 1776 Rush to the soul-nurturing palace rumble. When the two powerful auras collided, the whole room shook. Zhang Kuka looked at Wu Baishan, who flew out of the confinement array, and exclaimed, Shit! Shit! How did I let that old geezer escape? Kakik! I don't know if there's a problem with your blood, but even if there's a problem, this old man will still suck you dry. Wu Baishan's strange laughter echoed in the room. His voice seemed to come from all directions, making it impossible for Zhang Kuku to pinpoint his location. Suddenly, a gust of chilly wind blew behind her, and a black mist instantly enveloped Zhang Kuku. There seemed to be tens of thousands of ghosts and wolves howling in the black mist, giving Zhang Kuku goosebumps. This was Wu Baishan's old trick, which was to use ghosts to interfere with one's mind. Although Zhang Kuku had drunk the ancient beast Geno fluid, her divine sense was still the same as before. She could not defend herself against the ghost cultivator's attack. Swoosh! Zhang Kuku's originally bright eyes dimmed, as if she had become a soulless puppet. Suddenly, a golden light shot over and brushed past Wu Baishan's body. If Wu Baishan had not reacted in time and retreated, the golden flying sword would have pierced through his body. However, it was this flying sword that saved Zhang Kuku's life. Most of the black mist around her dissipated. Zhang Kuku woke up with a start and threw a punch at the flying sword furiously. You old fart, you're using ghosts to confuse me again. I'll show you how powerful I am. Rumble. The little pink fist didn't have any fancy moves, it was a straight punch. Wu Baishan's black robe stirred up a fierce gale, and several streams of black mist gushed out, filling up most of the room in an instant. However, Zhang Kuku wasn't afraid at all. Her fist landed on the black mist and created a vacuum in it. How is this possible? Someone actually used brute force to disperse the spirits? Wu Baishan looked as if he had seen a ghost. Zhang Kuku's fist force had completely changed his perception of the world. While Wu Baishan was still in a daze, Zhang Kuku picked up the lightning soul sword from the ground and launched herself forward like a bolt of lightning. Wu Baishan's expression froze, and his body froze on the spot. He didn't even have the time to say a word before he died. Rumble! As Wu Baishan's body exploded, a boundless black mist drifted out. However, the spirits within the black mist did not attack Zhang Kuku. Instead, they fled for their lives. Kiki, are you okay? Qin Feng rushed into the room when he heard the commotion in the room. He was worried when he saw the grade 4 trap formation destroyed. However, he quickly realized that Wu Baishan had been destroyed. He looked at Zhang Kuku in astonishment. This lass's strength is truly terrifying. Big brother Qin Feng, your flying sword has returned, said Zhang Kuku. Qin Feng nodded. He realized that the disciples and elders guarding the soul-nurturing palace were on their way here. This was the signal he told Shaoli. Let's go meet up with Shaoli. Just as the two of them were about to leave, dozens of black figures landed outside the door and blocked the exit. Zhang Kuku was in high spirits after destroying Wu Baishan. She leaped to the door and threw a few punches. Rumble! The sound of wind breaking was like a landslide. Qin Feng was dumbfounded. This was the power of Zhang Kuku's punches with brute force. Big brother Qin Feng, go find Shaoli first. I'll deal with these half-human, half-ghost bastards. There were many ghost cultivators outside the door, and more ghost cultivators were coming. Qin Feng was not afraid of these ghost cultivators, but it would take up a lot of time if a fight broke out. His plan was not to destroy the witch sect. He just wanted to get the soul-suppressing orb and leave with Shaoli and Zhang Kuku. Kuku, don't just fight with brute force. Your life is more important. Leave immediately when you see my flying sword. Qin Feng warned Zhang Kuku and flew away from the roof. He believed that with Zhang Kuku's current strength, she would not be in much danger. Time was of the essence, so Qin Feng rushed to the soul-nurturing palace on his flying sword. He did not know where the soul-nurturing palace was, but the golden flying sword under his feet came from there. Therefore, the spiritual sword could lead the way. The surroundings were getting gloomier and gloomier. Black fog filled the air, making it hard for Qin Feng to breathe. He realized that the soul-nurturing palace was located in the deeper region of the witch sect. On his way here, he saw many ghost cultivators rushing toward Zhang Kuku's location. He killed them all. After the time it took for half an incense stick to burn, a black shadow leaped out. Qin Feng did not kill the other party with the spirit sunflower like before because it was Xiao Li's aura. "Master, why are you alone? Where's Kuku?" Xiao Li looked left and right, but she could not find Zhang Kuku. Her expression became anxious. Qin Feng quickly said, "Kuku is still in the room. She's helping us buy time. Let's not talk about anything else. Bring me to the soul-nurturing palace." After knowing the situation, Xiao Li felt guilty. It was all because of her that Qin Feng's master and Kuku were in such a predicament. Xiao Li did not waste any time. She knew that the current situation was critical, and it was not an exaggeration to say that they were racing against time. When the elders guarding the soul-nurturing palace left, they sent out the sect's signal. Xiao Li knew that the great elder of the witch sect would return soon. "Where did you guys come from? As disciples of the witch sect, don't you know that apart from the great elder and the sect master, no one is allowed to approach the soul-nurturing palace?" As soon as the two of them arrived at the soul-nurturing palace, they were reprimanded by the disciples guarding the palace. Xiao Li was extremely nervous. She even regretted coming to take the soul-suppressing orb. With her current cultivation base of Great Ghost Stage 9, she was the lowest existence in the witch sect. Several balls of blue flames rose up, and the originally scattered flames suddenly exploded in the air, turning into several huge balls of fire. Qin Feng's attack was too sudden. The expressions of the 8 guards changed drastically. The two standing at the front were about to shout, but before they could say a word, they turned into ashes. "What the hell is this? Everyone be careful. Are you crazy? How dare you cause trouble in front of the soul-nurturing palace?" The remaining guards were furious. They could tell that Xiao Li was a ghost cultivator, so they mistakenly thought that Qin Feng was also a ghost cultivator. Since both of them were ghost cultivator disciples of the witch sect, why would they barge into the soul-nurturing palace? What answered them was several balls of blue flames. The heavenly flame was the natural enemy of ghost cultivators. Before the crowd could react, another 6 guard disciples were burned to ashes. "Oh no, that's the heavenly flame. This kid is not a ghost cultivator." The remaining 2 disciples finally realized that the heavenly flame was the natural enemy of ghost cultivators. Qin Feng could actually control the heavenly flame. How could he be a ghost cultivator? But it was too late to realize this. Qin Feng sent the 3rd wave of flames. The flames instantly rose tens of meters high and burned the black fog in front of the soul-nurturing palace. A scream was heard. One of the disciples died in the flames. The other one reacted quickly. When the clothes on his body started to burn, he threw away his black robe and ran far away. "Master, the one who escaped is little elder Wu Shi. He has the cultivation base of Ghost Immortal Stage Level 3. Xiao Li said quickly. Qin Feng looked in the direction that Wu Shi escaped to. The black fog lingered in the distance, and he could no longer be seen. Getting the soul-suppressing orb is more important. Qin Feng did not chase after him. "Master, the soul-nurturing palace has hundreds of years of Yin spirits that the witchcraft sect has captured. There is a huge number of these Yin spirits." Previously, the sect leader and the great elder used a formation to seal them. After the sect leader found out that I have the soul-suppressing orb, he forced me to hand it over to use to suppress the Yin spirits in the soul-nurturing palace. Qin Feng did not expect the soul-suppressing orb to be a top treasure in the divine continent. It could actually suppress hundreds of years of collected Yin spirits. It was obvious that the orb contained a huge amount of energy. However, Qin Feng immediately had a headache. According to Xiao Li, the soul-suppressing orb was already sealed in the soul-nurturing palace. Who knew how many Yin spirits were suppressed in the soul-nurturing palace? If he rushed in recklessly, He might not even have the chance to react before his soul was devoured by those Yin spirits. Master, Shaoli has a way to retrieve the soul-suppressing orb. Shaoli seemed to have seen through Qin Feng's thoughts. What way? Qin Feng asked. Right now, Soul Nurturing Palace is raising too many phantoms. Just the sealing formation and the soul-suppressing orb are unable to suppress them. If Master can destroy Soul Nurturing Palace's formation, then those phantoms will escape, and we can go in and take the soul-suppressing orb. Shaoli's idea was feasible. Qin Feng thought for a while and immediately took action. The Soul Nurturing Palace was built extremely majestically. There was a row of stairs on the ground that seemed to have no end in sight. At the top of the stairs, there was a huge statue of a devil's head. The devil's head opened its bloody mouth and bared its fangs. According to Shaoli, the devil's mouth was the entrance to the Soul Nurturing Palace. Rumble! Qin Feng swung his sword. A golden sword ray appeared in the air and split the black fog in half. The flying sword hit the devil's mouth and made a loud noise. However, the Soul Nurturing Palace did not react at all. This formation is too strong. With my current realm, I can easily destroy it. Qin Feng felt powerless after he swung his sword. This was a sealing formation jointly built by the witchcraft sect leader and several grand elders. Naturally, it was not that easy to destroy. However, with the current situation in front of him, Qin Feng had no way out. He quickly took out the Zhenyi sword and swung it a few more times. This time the commotion was bigger. However, the huge devil's head building still did not react. Not even a crack could be seen. Master, you should quickly leave with Cuckoo. Shaoli can die without regrets to see Master in the Divine Supreme Continent. Shaoli was so anxious that tears rolled down her cheeks. The bad premonition in her heart was getting stronger. The Soul Nurturing Palace could not be destroyed in a short period of time. Moreover, the Grand Elder was most likely on his way back. If they really waited for the Grand Elder to return, it would be difficult for them to escape death. Qin Feng did not say much. Since he had decided to bring Shaoli away and retrieve the soul-suppressing orb, he must do it. After a few waves of fierce attacks, the entrance to the Soul Nurturing Palace didn't change at all. Qin Feng started to get anxious. Then he heard Little Pig's voice. Master, try using the heavenly fire. Chapter 1777. Qin Feng's thoughts moved slightly, and a cool-looking sniper appeared in his hand. The body of the sniper was surrounded by white lightning, and it looked holy and radiant under the black mist. A big bell also fell in front of him. The 100-mile light sniper and the heaven bell were ready. The power of the 100-mile light sniper could instantly kill a Saint King realm cultivator and seriously injure a Buddha light realm cultivator. However, it was still a bit weak to break the sealing array in front of him. Qin Feng didn't plan to use the energy star stone as a power source. He put the spirit sunflower fire seed into the energy slot of the light sniper, planning to repeat the scene of the light sniper and the heaven fire falling on the treasure pill pavilion. Master, you brought all the firearms from China? Shaoli was surprised when she saw the 100-mile light sniper. The natives of the Divine Continent didn't know about firearms from Earth, but Shaoli did. This isn't a product of Earth, but the shape is similar to the firearms on Earth. Stand back, I'm going to attack. Qin Feng explained casually, and Shaoli was even more confused. Not a firearm from Earth. Where else could it be from? Shaoli retreated dozens of meters with doubts, but Qin Feng told her that it wasn't far enough, so she retreated a few hundred meters before stopping. Looking at Qin Feng standing under the heaven steps of the Soul Cultivation Palace, Shaoli couldn't help but worry. She was very clear about the power of the Soul Cultivation Palace's array, and with the soul-suppressing orb, she didn't know if the weapon in Qin Feng's hand could work. Boom! While she was guessing, a loud explosion sounded. The earth-shattering sound startled Shaoli. A sea of blue flames appeared in front of her, and the flames came from the dazzling stun gun in Qin Feng's hand. After the stun gun shot out, it passed through the huge heaven bell, and the flames from the heaven bell seemed to be even stronger. Shaoli was completely dumbfounded. She didn't know what treasure her master was holding. This was definitely not a firearm from Earth, and the power of this stun gun was beyond imagination. She suddenly understood why Qinfen asked her to stay away. Even though she was standing a few hundred meters away, Xiaoli could still feel the heat. As a ghost cultivator, she was very afraid of the power of the heaven fire, and her body couldn't help but tremble. Rumble. Because time was of the essence, Qinfen didn't stop at all. The 100-mile light sniper continued to fire, and the spirit sunflower flame, strengthened by the sky bell, rushed toward the soul-nurturing palace's ceiling formation. The sky, which was originally covered with dark clouds, suddenly became clear. The black mist disappeared as soon as it came into contact with the heaven fire, and a heart-wrenching scream could be heard. Waves of spirit sunflower flames fell down like raindrops, condensing in the air above the huge ghost head statue of the soul-nurturing palace. The flames turned into a blue fire dragon that was hundreds of meters long, roaring furiously as it charged towards the ghost head statue. Rumble! The sound was earth-shattering, and it was even more intense than the previous commotion. Xiaoli's despairing heart was suddenly filled with a glimmer of hope as he stared at the huge ghost head statue. He knew that this ghost head was the external manifestation of the sealing array. As long as the ghost head was destroyed, it would mean that the sealing array had been destroyed. However, the ghost head statue did not explode into smithereens as he had imagined. However, it was not completely silent. At the very least, a small crack appeared at the corner of the statue's mouth. Qinfen also noticed these changes, but he was speechless. He had used the spirit sunflower, the 100-mile light sniper, and the sky bell at the same time, but the effect was not very ideal. However, Qinfen quickly calmed down. He knew that it was all thanks to the heaven fire that cracks appeared on the ghost head statue, because the heaven fire was the nemesis of ghost cultivators. Otherwise, with his current realm and strength, even if he used the sky bell and the 100-mile light sniper, he would not be able to cause a ripple in the sealing array. Realizing that the heaven fire and sky bell attack was still effective, Qinfen began to shoot wildly. For a moment, the sky above the soul-nurturing palace was dyed blue, and the scene of the black mist gradually disappeared. Master, you better take Kiki away. If this goes on, I don't know when we can break the seal. Xiaoli was getting more and more anxious. There were some changes in the weather in the distant sky. It seemed that the great elder of the witchcraft gate had returned. Qinfen had long sensed that, but he could also feel the dense cracks on the ghost head statue in front of him. It seemed that the seal was about to break. At such a crucial moment, he chose to continue to attack fiercely. The 100-mile light sniper seemed to be shooting wildly, without a care for his life. Master, stop. The light sniper won't be able to hold on any longer. It might explode at any time. Little Pig's anxious shout was heard. The spirit sunflower was the heaven fire that ranked 20th on the divine continent. Its power was so great that even the light sniper could not withstand it. Qinfen was sweating profusely. The last time he used the light sniper to attack the treasure pill pavilion from 100 miles away, there was also a situation where the light sniper could not withstand the power of the heaven fire. That time he stopped in time, but this time, it was no longer up to him. Rumble! But right at this moment, a heaven-collapsing roar exploded. Qinfen and Xiaoli felt the ground under their feet shake violently. The countless heaven steps in front of them began to collapse. Finally, the ghost head statue that towered in midair also collapsed with a loud rumble. Master, you destroyed the seal? Xiaoli's voice was filled with surprise and disbelief. Even Qinfen could not accept it, but the truth was right in front of him. The sealing array had completely collapsed. A dense black mist that seemed to have solidified surged down from the heaven steps. Ayaya! Where did this bastard come from? How dare he destroy the witchcraft sect's soul-nurturing palace and release millions of souls? I'm going to tear him into pieces. While the two of them were still immersed in surprise and shock, a furious roar came from the sky, and an incomparably powerful aura surged forth. Just this furious roar was enough to make Xiaoli vomit blood, and even Qinfen felt like he couldn't breathe. Not good. A true spirit realm ghost cultivator is here. Although Qinfen had only stepped into the 3 changes of Buddha aura, He was unparalleled in the Buddha aura middle stage. Even if he encountered a Buddha aura late stage or peak stage cultivator, he would still be able to survive. At this moment, the ghost cultivator that came was able to suppress the aura in his body with just a roar. The ghost cultivator had at least reached the true spirit realm. In fact, Qin Fun had killed Bai Zhanfei, who was at true spirit realm 4 before. But that was with the help of the level 5 trap formation and Yang Batian. If he had to face a true spirit realm expert alone, he could only run away. Not good, master. It's the great elder Wu Qiming. I heard that he has already stepped into the ghost immortal level 9. Shaoli exclaimed, obviously recognizing the other party's voice. For a moment, Qin Fun was not used to the classification of the ghost cultivator's strength. He pondered for a moment. The ghost immortal corresponded to the orthodox cultivator's Buddha aura cultivation. The ghost immortal level 9 corresponded to the Buddha aura 9 changes. However, Qin Fun realized that the ghost cultivator's strength was indeed much stronger than the orthodox cultivator. A ghost immortal level 9 great elder was comparable to the strength of a true spirit realm cultivator. Shaoli, follow me to the soul nurturing palace. Qin Fun had no intention of fighting the ghost immortal level 9 great elder head-on. Even if he tried his best to fight Wu Qiming, and both of them were injured, who knew if there would be other witchcraft sects great elders rushing back? Since the escape route had been blocked by Wu Qiming, Qin Fun could only rush into the soul nurturing palace. Moreover, the reason why he broke the soul nurturing palace's seal formation was to retrieve the soul suppressing orb. Swish! As Qin Fun rushed into the soul nurturing palace, he turned around and threw out a golden flying sword. The sword light flashed across the sky, leaving a trail of golden light behind as it flew towards the black fog that was rushing towards him. The figure in the black fog was none other than Wu Qiming. He looked at the flying sword indifferently and dodged the attack with a slight tilt of his body. His heart was filled with disdain for Qin Fun's strength. Qin Fun heaved a sigh of relief when he saw this scene. He did not use the flying sword to attack Wu Qiming, but to send a signal to Zhang Kuku to escape. Seeing that the flying sword had successfully left, Qin Fun stepped on the starry sky flying sword and dashed towards the soul nurturing palace with Shaoli. Master, the soul nurturing palace's seal has been broken, and all the spirits inside have escaped. We will only die if we barge in, Shaoli shouted anxiously. In fact, Qin Fun had already sensed the danger even without her warning. There was only darkness in front of him. Not even a speck of light could be seen. The surroundings were filled with innumerable spirits and miserable shrieks. Just the sound alone was enough to make one unable to resist it. How dare a bunch of spirits provoke me? If I didn't release all of you, you would have been trapped here for hundreds of years. Get lost. Qin Fun roared and his body suddenly burst into blue flames. Shaoli was very afraid of the spirit sunflower fire, so she stood at the end of the flying sword, not daring to move. The spirits that pounced on Qin Fun let out miserable shrieks. Some of them instantly escaped, but many of them were burned to ashes by the spirit sunflower fire. These spirits seemed to have retained some intelligence. They realized that they could not touch the flames on Qin Fun's body. They also seemed to have sensed that Qin Fun was not a ghost cultivator, and they were released because of Qin Fun. The countless spirits that flew out from the soul nurturing palace began to retreat, avoiding Qin Fun. A strange scene appeared in the sky above the soul nurturing palace. Amidst the black fog, there was a space that seemed to be a vacuum. The space emitted a blue light as it flew forward at high speed. Master, this is the soul nurturing palace. We really came in. After flying for an unknown amount of time, Qin Fun stepped on the flying sword and rushed to the end of the heaven staircase. Shaoli's surprised voice rang out. Under his feet was a huge altar. The round altar stretched as far as the eye could see, and there were 12 wide pillars that reached the sky. There were still countless spirits flying around the altar. The seal formation had been broken too suddenly, so these spirits did not have time to react. In order to prevent another attack from the spirits, Qin Fun had just entered the sky above the altar and casually shot out a few balls of heaven fire, scaring the spirits away. Ah, Master, I see the soul-suppressing orb. It's in the middle of the altar. Xiaoli shouted. Qinfen glanced at the altar and found the soul-suppressing orb. Because the entire altar was shrouded in black fog, there was only a circular pool in the center that emitted a faint light, and that light was coming from the soul-suppressing orb. Because of the heaven fire, all the spirits in the altar avoided Qinfen. Stepping on the flying sword, Qinfen landed on the round pool and easily picked up the soul-suppressing orb. He finally got the orb. After spending a lot of effort, Xiaoli was very touched. However, before he could express these emotions to Qinfen, a powerful aura swept through the entire soul-nurturing palace. Ayaya, the spirits that my witchcraft sect has been nurturing for hundreds of years have all escaped. You bastard couple. I want you to die a horrible death. Chapter 1778. Wu Qiming had already rushed over. Xiaoli was so scared that she lost her head. She even had the thought of dying here with Qinfen. Rumble. As soon as he arrived, he had already sent out a few palm strikes. A few black fog hurricanes swept through the soul-nurturing palace and filled the huge altar. For a moment, strange cries sounded. It was the miserable wails of millions of ghosts. These ghosts were trapped in the violent black fog hurricanes. Some of them were directly destroyed by the hurricanes. However, Wu Qiming's casual palm strikes had already proved his powerful strength. Qinfen was extremely nervous. He realized that he was not Wu Qiming's opponent. Moreover, this was the shaman sect. It would be even more difficult to defeat him. Master, look. Those ghosts are flying towards us. The situation was urgent. Xiaoli suddenly cried out. Qinfen raised his eyebrows. He had already discovered that there was an endless amount of black fog coming from all directions. This frightened Qinfen. There were simply too many spirits flying towards them. Under the attacks of these spirits, his and Xiaoli's souls would be devoured in an instant. If he had a choice, he would rather fight Wu Qiming head-on than provoke these spirits. At the same time, Qinfen was a little puzzled. He had used the heaven fire to shock these ghosts. Why did they start to counterattack? Before Qinfen could figure it out, hundreds of ghosts had already shot into his body. He quickly used the spirit sunflower flame to counterattack. In an instant, a large number of ghosts were burned. His ears were filled with heart-wrenching screams. Master, these ghosts don't seem to be attacking us. Xiaoli said with uncertainty. Qinfen also felt that something was wrong. The ghosts that were flying over did not have any threatening aura. Instead, they let out a pleading cry. However, Qinfen did not dare to let down his guard. The spirit sunflower flame danced on his hands. He paused his attack, and those ghosts crazily jumped into his body. Walala! Violent winds blew around Qinfen, and countless spirits gathered around him. The dense black fog seemed to solidify, and Wu Qiming was dumbfounded by this scene. Master, are you okay? Quickly use the heaven fire to stop them. Xiaoli screamed in fear. Under the attack of so many ghosts, she did not believe that Qinfen could survive. Qinfen had long since been enveloped by the black fog, and his figure could not be seen. A huge black fog whirlpool formed in that space, as if it was a magnificent scene of a demon descending into the world. However, Qinfen's voice floated out of the black fog. Little Li, I'm fine. These souls have all burrowed into the soul-suppressing orb. Xiaoli was stunned. He did not think that the soul-suppressing orb would have this kind of effect. Wu Qiming finally came to his senses. Seeing the souls that the sect had collected for hundreds of years disappear without a trace, he was so anxious that his eyes turned bloodshot. Brat, hurry up and leave the soul-suppressing orb behind. Otherwise, I will refine you into a puppet just like these phantoms. They only heard Wu Qiming's roar, but did not see him make a move. Wu Qiming's first few palms were just for show. He wanted to intimidate Qinfen, but with those palms, thousands of spirits were destroyed. This made Wu Qiming's heart ache. Now that all the spirits in the soul-nurturing palace had rushed to the sacrificial altar, Wu Qiming did not dare to make another move. He was afraid that he would destroy tens of thousands of spirits with one palm strike. These spirits were the best cultivation resources for the shaman gate. Qinfen quickly realized Wu Qiming's intention. His originally anxious heart relaxed a lot. In just the time it took for half an incense stick to burn, he felt that at least 1,000,000 spirits had entered the soul-suppressing orb, and the orb that was emitting a faint light became much brighter. It was like a resplendent luminous pearl in the night sky. "Aha! Brat, if you don't stop now, I will tear you into 1,000,000 pieces, even if I have to destroy all the spirits in the soul-nurturing palace." As the spirits were sucked away by the soul-suppressing orb, the black fog in the soul-nurturing palace became much thinner. Wu Qiming could not take it anymore. He flew towards the black fog whirlpool in the sky. At this moment, the soul-suppressing orb seemed to have reached its limit. Even more spirits wanted to enter, but they were blocked by an invisible energy outside. "Little Li, let's go." Seeing that Wu Qiming was coming for him, Qinfen did not dare to stay any longer. He carried Little Li and flew away on his cosmic flying sword. The spirits followed behind Qinfen, as if they would not turn back until they entered the soul-suppressing orb. Wu Qiming, on the other hand, chased after the spirits and collected them. He had a treasure that looked like a compass in his hand that could collect spirits as well. After flying for an unknown period of time, they finally left the gate of witchcraft's territory. The black fog that covered the sky suddenly disappeared, and the sky outside was clear. "Phew! Master, we managed to escape." Little Li let out a long sigh of relief. She felt as if she was dreaming as she looked at the blue sky and the boundless desert. Qinfen was also relieved. However, he did not let his guard down. He immediately changed the cosmic flying sword to the cloud soaring all. His speed instantly increased by a few times as he flew into the distance. After flying for half an hour, the cloud soaring all landed on an empty ground. A beautiful figure stood there and ran towards them excitedly. "Brother Qinfen, Little Li, are you all right?" The woman was Zhang Kuku. "We're fine. Are you hurt?" Without waiting for Zhang Kuku's reply, Qinfen carried her and checked her body. Zhang Kuku was not injured at all. She excitedly told Qinfen about her heroic battle with the ghost cultivator disciples. According to her, she was surrounded by the gate of witchcraft's disciples and the little elder. At the critical moment, she saw the signal from Qinfen's flying sword and immediately activated the Earth Escape Talisman. When she opened her eyes, she was teleported to this area. Qinfen's heart finally calmed down. He looked towards the north. This place was thousands of miles away from the gate of witchcraft, but he did not see Wu Qiming chasing after him. The reason Qinfen came to Jiangchuan this time was to look for Bailing Spirit Mountain. He also wanted to form a partnership with some sects and forces in the Chamber of Commerce. However, he did not expect to encounter bandits as soon as he arrived, and was tricked by Nie heir to the gate of witchcraft. However, looking at the beautiful figure beside him, Qinfen felt that he was lucky. If it was not for Nie heir's appearance, he did not know when he would be able to find Little Li. The team of 2 became a team of 3. Qinfen decided not to talk about the partnership with the Chamber of Commerce. He would go straight to Bailing Spirit Mountain to avoid any trouble along the way. At this time, the gate of witchcraft was in a mess. Countless spirits were flying around in the sky. All the disciples and elders of the sect were out to capture them. What happened to the gate of witchcraft? As everyone was busy, an old voice came from the sky. When they heard the voice, everyone stopped what they were doing and stood on the ground with a solemn and respectful expression. Wu Qiming leaped and landed in the inner yard. He looked up at the sky in the south and said, "Gate Master Witchcraft, something big has happened. The seal of the soul-nurturing palace has been destroyed by someone, releasing millions of spirits. The soul-suppressing orb has also been stolen by that person." Jie. The disciples and elders in the yard were stunned. They only found out what had happened in the gate of witchcraft now. No wonder there were so many spirits running around. The soul-nurturing palace had been opened. The old voice disappeared for a long time. But suddenly, lightning flashed and thunder rumbled in the sky above the gate of witchcraft. The disciples and elders in the yard were trembling in fear. They knew that this was the great change in the sky caused by the gate master's anger. "Wu Qiming, what is going on?" The roar came from the sky, like a muffled thunder exploding on the ground. Many ghost cultivators with lower realms vomited blood. Wu Qiming felt a tightness in his chest and could not even circulate his breath. Replying to Gate Master Witchcraft, I rushed back in time after receiving the Gate of Witchcraft's distress signal and found that someone had opened the soul-nurturing palace. I immediately went in to capture him, but the guy had already escaped. I wanted to chase after him, but I had no choice but to deal with the spirits that escaped. That guy got away. It was as if a black lightning fell from the sky. It was the Gate Master Witchcraft's figure. After he landed, the Gate Master Witchcraft did not speak. After a while, another 8 black figures landed. They were the other 8 great elders of the Gate of Witchcraft. The aura of these 9 people and Wu Qiming seemed to have condensed in the air, forming a huge destructive aura. The disciples and young elders in the yard were so scared that they did not dare to raise their heads. Some of them were even slowly retreating. How dare he break into the soul-nurturing palace, release millions of spirits, and take away the soul-suppressing orb? Who is that person? He's completely disrespecting the Gate of Witchcraft. Seeing that everyone was present, the Gate Master Witchcraft roared. The 9 great elders stood together, and their hearts began to beat fast. Wu Qiming braced himself and said, "Gate Master Witchcraft, I have inquired about the incident. It turns out that our sect's new disciple Shaoli had an affair with an outsider. As for the other party's identity and force, we haven't found out yet." Just as Wu Qiming finished speaking, a black mist arrow shot over. He caught it and removed the letter on it. So it's this guy. Wu Qiming's expression changed drastically. He immediately said to the Gate Master Witchcraft, "Gate Master, we've found out the guy's identity. He's Qin Feng, who made a name for himself in the Merchant City Chamber of Commerce not long ago. He's now the president of China Chamber of Commerce, one of the top 10 chambers of commerce in the Northern Sand Continent. He's also the refiner of the Spirit Surge pill that shook the entire Northern Sand Continent not long ago." Actually, there was no need for Wu Qiming to explain in detail. When Qin Feng's name was announced, all the Gate of Witchcraft's disciples understood. Even though many of them had never seen Qin Feng in person, his name was now very well known in the entire Northern Sand Continent. What's a mere China Chamber of Commerce? It's said that this guy's cultivation base is only at the early stage of the Buddha's light state. He's merely relying on Long Qianjun's master to intimidate others. In my eyes, Long Qianjun is just so. The Gate Master Witchcraft scolded while Wu Qiming and the 9 great elders looked distressed. If the person who opened the soul-nurturing palace and released the spirits was really Qin Feng, then this matter would be a little troublesome. One should know that the headquarters of the China Chamber of Commerce was now built in Merchant City. Merchant City was full of forces and powerful people. The Gate of Witchcraft's disciples would definitely not dare to enter. Oh yes, Gate Master, Qin Feng left with Shaoli. As a Gate of Witchcraft's disciple, Shaoli has a soul mark on him. Wu Qiming suddenly shouted in surprise. A glint flashed across the Gate Master Witchcraft's eyes. Quickly find that disciple's soul mark. We must find them within 3 days. Whether they're dead or alive, bring them back to me. Wu Qiming hurriedly took out a round mirror and made a few strange hand gestures. His excited mood fell to the bottom. How is this possible? Gate Master, that disciple's soul mark has been erased. Everyone was stunned. This was the first time the Gate of Witchcraft's disciples had heard of something like erasing a soul mark. However, the Gate Master Witchcraft said with a cold face, "Rumor has it that Qin Feng has a heavenly flame. If that's the case, it's possible to erase the soul mark." You're tuning in to the Dreamy Chapters YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.